Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NXT, NXT UK, MYC, and 205 live overviews. But before we get into that, obviously, I think there is some sad news that needs to be addressed. If you had seen Monday Night Raw, which is still probably the most dare I say it, probably the most shocking Monday Night Raw of all time. Roman Reigns announced that he is going to be battling leukemia. That has made its way out of recession that he's been living with for the past 11 years. He's been diagnosed with it since he was 22. He was able to get it in remission, but now it's out of it. And it's other than the Eddie death, I can't say there was anything more sad than this. Honestly, this may be the saddest moment in wrestling history, other than the Eddie death. Honestly, however, despite that, I will say that Roman has hope. And if he has hope, you know what? So do I, and so do a lot of other people. He says he's going to plan on kicking leukemia's ass. And he's going to come back home where he belongs, and that's in the wrestling ring. And he's going to reclaim the Universal title when he comes back. And that it's not about titles. It's about, showing that he can step up to adversity and swing for the fences. So I'll tell you right now, this guy's babyface for life. I mean, he's got my support. I'm going to be cheering him every single time he comes out, honestly. Dude deserves it, honestly, for him to have worked so hard and deal with as much shit as he was given, me included, giving him shit or giving the character shit, and just for it to end like this, it is just heartbreaking. Honestly, this is so fucking heartbreaking. I can't even begin to tell you. So, Roman, get well soon. Godspeed. I hope you can get this in remission as quickly as possible so we can see you back in the WWE ring. That's pretty much it, man. Get back. We're pulling for you, big dog. All right. Owen, I'm sending this to you now. Give me uno momento. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Owen will be on this review. If you have not checked out his channel, I advise you do so. Go and subscribe to Wrestling Fortune 44, and also subscribe to his CM Brothers and Owen the Talkinator channels. I'm sure he'll tell you that as soon as he comes on, or maybe at the end. But definitely subscribe. Got some good content going. And yeah, he'll be doing some good shit. Oh, and I sent you the link, man. Come on in. And yes, I'm sorry if I'm eating while I do this review. I haven't eaten all day, so bear with me. All right.
Here I am.
Here we are. If you want to hear Owen's thoughts on Roman Reigns, you can go on to Wrestling, or not Wrestling for
CM Brothers. Because YouTube
CM Brothers, yeah, exactly. CM Brothers YouTube channel on youtube.com/ well, I don't know if it's user, but look up Weymouth Youth CM Brothers. You should be able to find it. It's a big CM.
There's not a lot of CM Brothers YouTube channels names out there. It's not hard to find.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah, because I told him to do it. I didn't think it was gonna. I didn't think you were gonna do it that quickly. I thought you were gonna.
I told you I was gonna be back by 8:45.
No, I thought you were gonna talk about the Roman Reigns things longer than you did. So.
I was quick about it, honestly. I probably could say more, but like, what else is there to say that hasn't already been said by like people like Cultaholic and Wrestle Talk and like all these other guys? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Everybody's been giving him well wishes, and so do I. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying not to say a lot because I'm trying to save it for the CM Brothers channel, but I agree with
I mean,
everything.
I think this is the only thing I think we should discuss. I think he's babyface for life.
Oh yeah.
There's no way people aren't going to cheer for him when he comes back, and from here on out, there's no way. He's so relatable now. Like, he wasn't relatable before. His character wasn't relatable before, but him as a person is so relatable, and that's just going to do wonders for his character. That's the good that can really come out of this if he can get the sim remission, which God, I hope he does. That's all the rest I can really say. You know what I mean?
He's gonna get a big ass pot when he comes back.
Oh my God, dude! Could you imagine? And I already came up with a scenario. If he does what Cena did and comes back at the Royal Rumble spot at number 30, that will be bigger than any Royal Rumble surprise ovation ever in the history of the Royal Rumble. If he can pull that off,
yeah,
that will be huge. If he could come back at number 30 and win that Rumble.
Like, oh yeah.
Honestly, and I'm going to be watching this year just to see if it happens. I'm praying to the Lord above. You know what I mean?
You should at least give Wall a watch for these next few weeks because Wall is going to be into it. Well,
I don't know. I'm gonna wait. I'm definitely gonna check out the clips though, because that Ambrose heel turn, holy shit, man! They couldn't have picked a more perfect time. I don't care what anyone wants to say. Yeah. That was perfect. Speaking of Dean Ambrose, segue.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that too. You made the wrestling news today?
Right, I love it. I marked out. I'll be honest, guilty, but I'm also baffled at the same time. If that makes sense. So for those who don't know what happened, I was on ringsidenews.com today. Basically what happened is, everybody knows, like, my second most popular upload on this channel is the Dean Ambrose custom heel theme. Like, and I uploaded this way before he turned heel, and all I did like a year and a half ago was just change the title to custom heel theme, because that's when the rumors started circulating. So I figured, all right, well, let me change this to custom heel and see what happens. Little did I know I would get 250,000 views. But it didn't stop there, because apparently, and by the way, you'll get the full story now, because I think this is the first time you're hearing the full story. I messaged the guys, and it turns out all of their Instagram, their Twitter, and their Facebook all were spammed with this. Dean Ambrose heel theme, official heel theme by WWE confirmed, official heel theme, official heel theme. And it's my custom edit. Yeah. It's my custom edit, and they're saying that it's the official theme song. And they got so many messages that they had to come out with an article and write about it. And next thing you know, well, there I am on ringsidenews.com. I think it might be the third or second most popular wrestling news source in the world. Yeah. Like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, because they wouldn't stop getting bombarded with that. And by the way, thank you so much to the people that thought that it was that realistic enough that you apparently forgot how to read and just saw the view count and heard the actual song that it sounded like an actual theme WWE would use. I really appreciate that, honestly. I'm not even saying that to sound like a dick. I'm saying that to be real. Like, that really, like, kind of validates, like, the work I've put in this channel for I don't know how long. And I know I'm off and on all the time, but, like, oh my Lord, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that gives me, validation, if nothing else, you know what I mean?
I know.
So that was wild. But yeah, it's wild. Like, I can't believe people thought that was legit. Like, I didn't think it sounded that legit. Apparently it does. I'll be honest. I'm going to sound narcissistic. I knew it did. That's why I love it so much. I didn't think it was the general consensus to the point where they were going to send it and think it was the actual thing. You know what I mean?
It
like
should be.
That's wild to me.
I'm gonna mark. Imagine he comes out with that heel theme on Raw this week.
I'll mark out.
Yeah.
That's a marked out moment, honestly.
We'll see if he will, too.
The problem is they'd have to contact the Band of Disturbed, and then they probably have to contact me, and they probably would have to pay a shit ton of money, at least, to Disturbed.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're wanting to conserve as much money as possible, especially in the state they're in right now.
Yep.
So
yeah, let's segue. So we have to do all these 205 NXT UK and Mae Young Classic and NXT itself reviews because we've been too busy to do this show, and also we forgot 1 week, and then we just never had time.
Yeah, and then 1 week turned to like 5.
Yeah, because I remember too. Like I even messaged you the next day, and I'm like, oh crap, we were supposed to do this show, and we forgot.
We're horrible at remembering this. So this is what we're going to do. This is why it's called Overview. So we're not going to review every single aspect, except for the tournament matches for Mae Young Classic, because obviously you have to go by match, but you don't really with NXT. You don't really have to with 205. You can just pick highlights.
Yeah. I did write all the notes down, but I pretty much
did you?
Yeah.
I mean, just go with the big highlights on all the shows, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously everything's important, and I, obviously watch all the shows.
Yeah. So for 205 Live, we're going to start with September 26th. I feel like we won't cover anything about the Cruiserweight title because it took place before Super Showdown and it really won't make any sense. But because obviously we already had the match happen at Super Showdown, so we'll just kind of.
I did watch that match, so we should review it.
Yeah, we will.
Everything, sense of everything.
But yeah, so that's what we'll do. So for the commentary team for all the 205 Lives was Percy Watson, Vic Joseph, and Nigel McGuinness.
Yep.
Probably the second best commentary team pair up to in WWE wise today.
Agreed.
So obviously, some notable stuff on this episode was the Noam Dar Leo Rush match. That was a hell of a match.
Oh yeah. That was insane. I love that match, honestly.
Pretty much the story of the match was Leo Rush was a lot faster than Noam Dar, so he was just trying to escape Noam Dar, and then he uses heel-like tactics to get control. And Leo
Rush is the living embodiment of the Flash. If he were like MVP.
Oh yeah,
that's the best comparison. If you have not seen this guy wrestle, go on 205 Live and watch him. You are missing out.
And I think it was at this point where he became Lashley's manager. I think this was the 205 Live right after that, but I don't exactly remember honestly because obviously the dates are messed up. But then Leo Rush won with the final hour, continuing his undefeated streak, which made sense. And yeah, we're not really not going to break this match down all that much because it was just really good, and it's been a few weeks since I've seen this match, so I don't remember it as much as I saw it then. So, but it was really good. Definitely give it a watch. And then I don't know I don't know what's going on with Noam Dar because this might be his last 205 match because he's been on the NXT UK tapings, but I'm not really. But I don't think it's gonna be, but we'll have to wait.
I think they should just do talent trades between like NXT, NXT UK, and 205.
That's what I'm thinking they're doing because I'm looking on the employee list and it says like when you look at a guy that's in like the NXT UK, it says like on the right also appears on NXT, also appears here or there. So I think they are.
And that's how it should happen, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, hell of a match right here. Definitely give that a watch. And then obviously TJP did his promo because this is right after he had started his feud with the Lucha House Party, which has been kind of forgotten about. But
it's not kind of. I mean, it was completely forgotten about with everything else going on.
Because he talked about the how he used to be a luchador himself, and he put on his old luchador mask. I don't think this is the one he used in Impact, but it's probably the one he's used in the Indies. And then he says that I believe this was to set up a main event match with Kalisto. It was a fine promo segment. And then obviously you had the match of the week, Mustafa Ali versus Hideo Itami. And pretty much they were just so concerned of beating the crap out of each other. Mustafa Ali hit a 450 onto Hideo Itami on the apron, taking them both out, getting them both counted out. And I thought this was a hell of a finish because this did a really good job of setting up the Falls Count Anywhere match. So I thought this was the right finish.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to wait 205 live for the 26, I think I gave it like a B+ because it was just great.
I genuinely enjoyed that episode. I really enjoy TJP's whole thing. I think that's highly underrated, that whole thing.
Oh, definitely. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to it, but but I don't think it's been completely forgotten.
They vaguely mentioned it during the Mike and Ellis match between him and Lindsay Donato. Which, by the way, thank God he's in 205.
We'll get into that.
He was never going to be used properly on Raw. Neither was Maria.
Oh yeah.
Thank God. You know.
But yeah, that was a hell of an episode. But now moving on to October 3rd. So this, obviously the opening match is a very big highlight. Tozawa versus Gallagher. Tozawa beat Gallagher. Was this the match where they had the DQ, or did he win clean? I remember there was a match where there was a DQ.
I think this was the DQ.
Okay. No, I think this was the match where he won clean. And a week prior to this, Kendrick on the 26th episode had like a squash match that lasted like.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, and then I remember it.
And then Drew Gulak got on the mic and he brought out his PowerPoint presentations again, and it showed on the screen.
This was a markout moment because I've always been the biggest supporter of Drew Gulak, and I said they wanted to get rid of just the whole. At one point, they wanted to get rid of the serious aspect and go strictly comedy. And then at another point, when Drake Maverick took over, they told him, "You're going to go back to the old Drew Gulak, but not get keep what got you over." And then they finally gave him the PowerPoint presentation back, and it was so fucking over because he was able to merge the two together so well. Like, he's so underrated. It's criminal. Like how good he was able to pull this off, honestly.
And who came up on the Titantron or the big screen, because I don't think they call it a Titantron anymore, but was none other than the Brian Kendrick's face saying "No Mercy," and they pretty much thought that B. Brian Kendrick was a weak link, and they attacked Gallagher, and Gulak attacked Kendrick, and Kendrick fought him off for a while, but then when he put the captain's hook on Gallagher, Gulak was able to slip in and lay him out with the Gulak, and pretty much Kendrick at this point pretty much had his babyface turn, and I think it makes sense. Kendrick's been a heel for, I think, pretty much since after the Cruiserweight Classics, and I think it makes sense because you can't really turn Gulak because he's too much of a heel, and Gallagher just recently turned last year, so I think it's going to be a nice change for Kendrick, and it's a shame, though, because he hasn't been getting the babyface pops that I thought he would get, but
it's starting.
Yeah, because I remember he came out.
One more thing, and this is so crucial. They finally put it on Wednesdays, and they're finally having 205 Live before SmackDown, which is what I said they should do months ago.
And I did hear the viewership's up too.
And I know, like, I know I mess about the main roster a lot. Here's a thing I have to point out. Remember how long it took to get to that fucking point with that? Triple H had to have been fucking pulling teeth to get that the way it was supposed to be had.
Yeah,
being before SmackDown, he had to be pulling his hair out. Probably why he's bald now. You know what I mean?
Definitely, especially to. But yeah, I think it's working great. Although there is a mess up with the venues, because I heard somebody said this week the venue said that it didn't start till 7:30, and this week the 205 live arena was empty. It was really so the venues are kind of screwing it over now too. So that's that's a little bit messed up. But I think it's a great idea. I hope it stays on Wednesdays too, because I I think they moved it to Wednesdays too because Mixed Match Challenge is on Tuesdays now. So keep it on Wednesdays because it's getting the numbers up. So
agreed.
But thoughts on Kendrick? This whole Kendrick split and him turning face now.
It was a smart move because I think he was out of that entire trio, he was the odd one out.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, you got the think of it like this, right? You got the president and the prime minister, and then you have Kendrick.
Yeah, pretty much.
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
I was even kind of thinking too. I thought Gallagher and Gulak would have been the one that had to fallen out because they were in the first round of the UK Championship tournament this year, but it was Kendrick instead. That was kind of strange.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. And then also other noteworthy things was obviously the Kalisto TJP match. That was just a great match. Kalisto won, and then TJP still unmasked him afterwards. So I do like the gimmick they're going with TJP, where you just disrespecting the luchadors. And then Mavic also did an interview saying that pretty much given the health status of Itami and Mustafa Ali. So obviously that was just a building stuff up.
Yes.
And also this was the final 205 Live before Super Showdown, so there was more build up to the Cruiserweight title match between I almost said Blake Murphy, but Buddy Murphy, and Cedric Alexander.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about that match at Super Showdown.
It was not the best match that Cruiserweight division's ever had, but it served its purpose. It was fine, and it got the crowd over huge, man.
Oh, definitely.
That crowd went nuts when Buddy Murphy won that title finally, and no one deserves it better on that roster. He worked his ass off for that.
A lot of now, obviously, Chris says that they did this for the cheap pop, but I don't think so. He was built up really well.
No, this was a long time coming. I think he was supposed to win it that week, but once they found out that they were going to go to Super Showdown, they held this out. They knew what they were doing, and keep in mind Triple H runs 205, so he knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
he figured let him lose the first match and have Cedric Alexander continue to wreck shop as champion. Build those two guys up, right? You have even though he's a heel, the plucky underdog, and then you have the wreck shop champion and Cedric Alexander. Hasn't been defeated all year. No one's kicked out of the freaking lumbar check. At least that's what they say. I could be wrong on that. It's been so long, but
I'm pretty sure Kota Ibushi kicked out of it, but maybe he just ruled.
No, I'm saying like this year, no one's done it. And
no, I don't think so.
He was the first one to do it. And not only did he do it, but he would go on to win with Murphy's Law, which, of course, Michael Cole, not knowing anything about what's going on there, fucked up the name of the move and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3 won the title. Some of the best moments was when he did the dive on the outside and he started, and it got the crowd pumped up.
Michinoku driver off the top too.
That was fucking insane. Oh my Lord, you kidding me? I thought he killed Buddy Murphy.
Yeah,
I legitimately thought he murdered him. That was nuts, man. That was one of the most insane things I think I've ever seen. I wish we could put that in our game, honestly. That'd be great. Top rope Michinoku driver.
Obviously, too, the biggest thing we got to mention, too, that Buddy Murphy got a tremendous ovation because it was actually in his hometown, because it was in Melbourne.
Yeah, in Melbourne, Australia. Holy hell.
And I did like even though it's a little touch, that the crowd, you could see, got to Cedric because he noticed the crowd was not on his side, and it got to him too. So you can make the argument that
it was masterful storytelling is what this was. This was not a cheap pop. This was not anything. It was just the right build. It was the perfect build. Even though there wasn't much building up to that actual match until 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
There did not need to be. You knew when these two were going to go in the ring, you were going to get a great match. They delivered, and they delivered an awesome moment to boot with that, and now Buddy Murphy's champion. Buddy Murphy is – I remember Chris and I used to rant about him and Wesley Blake, and how bland they were and how they fucking suck. Now Wesley Blake's on a career resurgence in the Forgotten Sons, and Buddy Murphy's doing the best work he's ever done in 205. And I said that at the minute he came in, I said, keep an eye on this guy. Don't sleep on him. I guarantee you I've heard so many people say he's so underrated, and he's going to prove why. And
he did.
And now he's the Cruiserweight champion. And well-deserved. He worked his ass off for that. I honestly, I'm glad they did it.
I even said, too, that if all 205 Live, if all Cruiserweight matches had been like that from the start, we wouldn't even have needed 205 Live.
Exactly. Very true.
Hell of a match.
Very fucking true.
So then this was the 205 Live. Right after that, everybody was wondering how Cedric Alexander was going to come off this loss. Buddy Murphy did a little selfie promo talking about how he was going to stay in his home country for a little while. And Cedric, everyone tried to talk him out of having this match with Tony Nese because apparently Tony Nese was talking crap about him on social media.
Can we talk about Tony Nese for a minute and how good he's been lately, especially his match with not only Cedric but with Gargano too? Holy shit! Where the hell has this Tony Nese been when you used to hate him? You know what I mean? Holy hell! This dude's been having the matches of his career lately.
I know. So let's talk about that. You would have thought too that Cedric Alexander was. I was even thinking this, like Cedric Alexander's just going to get his win back, but that's not what happened.
Oh my lord! That was a great surprise, man.
There's a story being built here. I think Tony Nese, and he didn't beat him with the running Nese. He beat him with the 450. The move.
Yeah, for the record, I hate that name of the finisher, the running Nese. I know that's not even his fault.
Yeah.
Came up with that. The running Nese. That's something like a kindergartner would come up with. You kidding me?
I know. It's ridiculous. But I think but now it's looking like there's a story, something's gonna go on with Cedric. Is he turning heel? Which I would love to see him turn heel.
Honestly, this is what I think is gonna happen. As much as I think Buddy Murphy deserves it, I also know they're probably having him as a transitional champion. Which is fine. I mean, he won the belt. It's fine. Like, we got our moment. Like, he doesn't need a long title reign, honestly.
No.
As long as he had the belt, he deserved it. So I think what's going to happen is Buddy Murphy is probably going to drop it to Cedric. Or not Cedric. Mustafa Ali. To which then Cedric's going to come out and celebrate with him. And then he's going to lumbar check him. And turn heel.
I know. Because that Cedric Mustafa Ali feud's been building for a while. So
Yeah, exactly. Like, and no one would expect it, but the problem is, after what happened with Ambrose and Rollins, now everyone's expecting this to happen.
Yeah.
It's not really their fault, but
Oh yeah. Well, they could do one better and just have Cedric cost Mustafa Ali the title, and say that he took his chance.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Build to a triple threat.
Whatever they're doing with Cedric, I think is pretty awesome right now. So but that's not the most noteworthy thing that happened on 205 Live. We had Lio Rush's open challenge. You already kind of alluded to it. Who came out and accepted was Lince Dorado, and they had one hell of a match. It looked like Lince Dorado was on the verge of winning.
This is what makes the Cruiserweight division so watchable. It doesn't matter if it was back in 99 or here and now. How fast these two were able to fucking go.
Oh, yeah.
I love this match, dude. It brought me back to the old days of the Cruiserweight division, not only in WCW, but in WWE too.
Exactly.
It was awesome. This was fucking awesome.
But then we had to... Right when Lince Dorado was about to hit his shooting star press, Mike Kanellis' music goes on.
I love this.
And
this was awesome.
Maria Kanellis comes out at first, and then Mike Kanellis shoves Lince Dorado off the turnbuckle and beats the crap out of him, lays him out with, I believe, what they called a swinging neck breaker, which is he pretty much hit crossroads on him, but I forget exactly what Nigel called it. and Mike Kanellis is now in the cruiserweight division. I think it makes sense. At first, I was like, I don't think he's 205, but I don't even care. I'm gonna buy it because you could make the argument that he probably is 205, and quite frankly, like you said, he needs to be in this division because he's like never gonna get used on the main roster. He should have been in this division a long time ago.
I agree. One thing I will say, as far as like Kanellis, they need to let him do more. The showing that he had against Lindsay, which I'm just gonna jump right into it because fuck it, because honestly, it's relative to the point I'm trying to make. He needs to like develop more of a moveset. And by the way, we've seen Mike Bennett do shit. Like, he's fucking great in the ring. So they need to let him do more. Yeah, they need to let him do more, honestly. Yeah, his match with Jason Daniels, we went to see, was fucking awesome. It really got Daniels over huge.
And he needs to get that crappy theme song gone. Like, he needs to get a new theme. Like that.
I love that theme, actually. I think it works with the character. I think that's a good heat building theme. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's why he had it. So
yeah, that's why I wouldn't change it. Honestly, I would keep it. Like, if it sounds annoying, it's doing its job. It's not really go away heat. You know what I mean? Because it's Mike fucking Bennett. But the song, makes it enough to where you find it annoying. You find that whole cheesy stick between him and Maria annoying. Yeah. Therefore, they're going to boo him, as opposed to cheer for him if he was without Maria. So they have this formula down pat. I would not change the theme song. You change the theme song, you lose the formula. They're going to cheer him.
Especially this works with his schedule now too, because he's probably because
his schedule is so much more lighter, and they were making him like the workhorse of the house shows. It's like, all right, great, he's doing house shows. When the fuck is he going to appear on TV? Now he's such a valuable asset on the house shows. Where is he on Raw?
Yeah, but now he's here. Now he's on 205. I think 205 Live is a better spot for him.
Yeah.
And I even love the video afterwards where Drake Maverick is.
I will say there is kind of a problem I have. Not that I hate this, like the way they're doing it is fine, but he really should be a babyface, especially after that whole addiction video they released. Like, yeah,
he probably should be. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe they wanted to separate the character from reality. So who am I to say? But I honestly think he could be a really big babyface kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
because he's not the only one that got like addicted to painkillers after just being prescribed them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Scarce on YouTube had that happen to him not too long ago, and he finally kicked that addiction a year ago. So, it's there's a lot of people, and I think that's why they should have him babyface. But I mean, the way they're doing his heel run is just as good, if not better, honestly.
Yep. And obviously, you have the thing that's I don't know if you saw the video right afterwards where Drake Maverick fucking tore them a new asshole by saying you're not supposed to debut this way, and he forces them to leave the arena. And I thought it was just great. Mike Kanellis, anyways, even talked about how he tried doing everything the right way, and he was sitting at home for 8 months. I love that too. Also, I love it too because just Drake Maverick's just not taking any shit from anybody. So.
I love Drake, man. Drake's so good. And he hasn't been shown on Monday Night Raw with the AOP. Shocker.
Well, this week you have to give it a pass because I don't think the whole show.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the only week they haven't been shown, so.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I loved it, so. And then obviously.
I say, though, also, like, WWE's 205 Live and WWE Raw are part of the same canon, so. I don't get, like, I'm glad they turned Leo Rush heel with Lashley. Obviously, he's injured now, so that blew that out of the fucking water. Yeah. But, when he was, they turned him heel because he was a heel on 205.
Yeah.
It made the most sense. They can't do that with Rockstar Spud. Like, why can't AOP be face again? I don't see why not. I mean, at this point, they're not getting as much attraction as heels, because Drake Maverick isn't doing his job, but because he's a babyface on 205 Live. Yeah. So why isn't he a babyface on Raw? It's so counterintuitive, and it doesn't work. You know what I mean? You can't have him be this way on one show and then be a completely opposite way on another. You can't take two paths in the same
table. I do love how they bring it up, like when they had that backstage segment with Mustafa Ali and Drake Maverick, when Mustafa Ali brought it up and Drake Maverick was like, what I do on my Monday nights is none of your business. I do like how they kind of roughly bring it up.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not mentioned since then because it's not who Drake Maverick is on 205.
No.
So why is he like that on Raw? Just make him a babyface and turn AOP face.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Honestly, they'd probably get more traction if they were babyface anyway. You have so many heel teams that are working like the style of a hybrid that if you have two powerhouses as babyfaces, like look at Braun Strowman, for example, as a singles. You know, he's mega over as a babyface because he's different. So why not do that with AOP? Which, by the way, I always said the Dogs of War should have been him and the AOP. It would have made way more sense, for the record.
Well, it made no sense to turn him heel anyways, but...
Yeah, but if they wanted to do the Dogs of War, like, they just make it a babyface fashion with Braun Strowman with the AOP.
Yeah.
That would get them over huge, along with Drake Maverick. Honestly.
Yeah,
it really would. That's just me. That's just me, but, you know, they're not going to take my idea, so why am I fucking bothering with it, you know?
That was that episode of 205 Live. That was a hell of an episode. Very noteworthy with the Tony Nese beating Cedric Alexander.
I love that.
The Mike Kanellis debuted. So we also found out, this is when we found out on that show that we were going to get the Mustafa Ali Hideo Itami Falls Count Anywhere match too. So I'm looking. So yeah. Then we had last week's. Obviously, this was with the return of the Brian Kendrick. He interfered in the Tozawa Gulak match, and like I said, he didn't really get a big pop when he came out, which was very surprising.
I think that it wasn't his fault. The arena wasn't really that filled yet. I think.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, I like Face Kendrick, and this week, well, not this week, but next week, we're gonna get him versus Gallagher, which I'm looking forward to, obviously, because this is the first match. You know, since they've broken up as a team and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that.
And I honestly can't wait to see if Tozawa, I'm kind of interested in the Kendrick's Tozawa babyface run. I would like to see them bring the freaking Cruiserweight tag titles finally. Because if it took so long, to get the freaking show before SmackDown, I don't expect that happening anytime soon.
Yeah. And then, Drake Maverick did something backstage. I don't remember. Oh, this is when Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy came in and said they're going to run this division pretty much. And then we had the Fatal 5-Way. I'm just going to jump into that. That was fantastic. Great Fatal 5-Way. Everybody wrestled the way they should have wrestled.
I'm glad they don't do these often, but when they do, it means something, and they make it mean something with just a short promo package.
I like the short promo package. Drake Maverick put over everybody in that video package too. Gave reasons why they win the match.
He's all business kind of thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, and obviously too, this advanced the TJP Lucha House Party feud since Grand Metalik was in the match, and the Tony Nese Cedric feud. I know technically Leo Rush, you could say, was the odd man out because he wasn't feuding with anybody, but he deserved to be in the match anyways because he's one of the top contenders. So, and obviously too, the way he sold that lumbar check was just awesome. I thought he sold that fantastic. It was just
yeah.
And then obviously Tony Nese got the fluke roll up, and Tony Nese just continued to roll on 205, and obviously this set up a match we're going to get next week, which we'll get into that in a second. But I thought that was a fantastic Fatal 5-Way, and that's definitely worth a watch. So, anything else you want to say about the Fatal 5-Way?
Just watch it.
Yeah.
Seriously, you want high-flying cruiserweight action, watch this Fatal 5-Way, man.
Yeah.
There was such a good story with everybody involved, and nothing was dull about this.
Exactly.
You got everything you wanted and more in a pro wrestling match, honestly, with this. Just go watch it if you haven't already.
And then you had the this week's 205 Live, which was the 100th episode.
I'm shocked, man. I'm shocked this made the milestone.
Yeah.
To be honest, because
I don't think anybody expected it to make 100 episodes, but it did. So,
and hopefully it makes another 200 because it's going good right now, and hopefully they keep overcoming the adversities of the main roster stranglehold that they have on the fucking thing.
Any moments from like 205 Live history you want to talk about?
I mean, obviously when Cruiserweight Classics count, because I think that counts.
Yeah,
they counted as canons, so am I. Obviously, when TJP won the inaugural tournament, that was such a great moment.
That was
still the defining moment of the revamp of the Cruiserweight division to this day.
And obviously, too, if you think about it, even though they're not in the Cruiserweight division, the Cruiserweight Classic started the Gargano Ciampa program in a way.
Oh, it really? Yeah. Now that you're right. Actually, to be honest, that's where the first match ever happened between the two.
Yep. Then you had other moments. Rich Swann, the first main event, winning the Cruiserweight title from Kendrick. Obviously, that's very memorable.
Yeah.
Not as much now because, he's not in the company right now, but still very memorable.
Obviously, if we're talking about 205 Live in its entirety, including pay-per-views, I mean, the program between Neville and Aries, I think it'd be criminal if you forgot those matches. Those are some of the best fucking technical matches, and it's really a shame that both of them were not utilized as best as they could be.
Yeah. Well, who knows with Aries now, though. Aries,
that whole thing's staged.
I know.
That whole thing's staged.
But if only Aries and Neville would have come in or have been in the division now instead of back.
Yeah, I mean they're working away, and I don't blame them though. You know what I mean?
Obviously,
I will say those matches though.
Kendrick and Tozawa's program and the street fight that they had when Tozawa did the senton through the table. That's actually on one of the top hits of 205 Live history. So
agreed. I mean, every single tournament match that has ever happened is a highlight, and that includes the Cruiserweight Classic and the WrestleMania tournament. Those tournaments were fucking incredible. Nothing will top those matches. Not one thing will top those matches. I mean, some of the matches that anybody should see: Kota Ibushi, Cedric Alexander, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Gran Metalik. Roderick Strong versus Hideo Itami.
Roderick Strong. When Strong surprisingly won when no one thought he was going.
Yeah, but obviously Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali's first match is in there. That's a freaking highlight.
And their trilogy of matches too.
Yeah, oh yeah. The beginning of the Lucha Dragons happened in the WrestleMania tournament between Lince Dorado and Kalisto, which was fucking great. Lince Dorado versus Gran Metalik in the Cruiserweight Classic as well. A lot of people forget about that was also a match. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa as aforementioned. Just so many great matches and moments, honestly. Like, the matches themselves are moments.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, that's kind of what it's supposed to be.
Daniel Bryan's commentary in the Cruiserweight Classics as well.
Great. It's a shame, man. Like, because yes, he's great in the ring. Obviously, I'm glad he's back in the ring. But man, he's such a good commentator. And if he wanted something else to do on Tuesdays, honestly, he should be on commentary with guys on 205 Live. Honestly, to be honest, he should be the babyface commentator and not Percy Watson. Not that I hate Percy. Percy's really improved. I love Percy, but I think Daniel would fit that mold so much better, especially when you consider the fact that him and Nigel McGuinness wrestled each other and are really good friends since going back to the ROH days. They would have had really good chemistry, I think, in the booth.
And I guess we can name obviously the biggest memorable moment is Drake Maverick's debut, because that changed 205 Live and forever.
Yep.
So there you go.
Drake Mavericks. I mean, there's so many more though. And it's actually surprising. I mean, even though at the time, and I feel like this should be mentioned, Enzo winning the Cruiserweight title also was a moment, as you know, it was memorable. And then the night after, I mean, he gets beat up by everybody. That was a great moment.
If you think about it too, the Cruiserweight division made it on the main event of Raw for 3 weeks in a row with Enzo as champion. So
to be honest, yeah, I mean, that's the only silver lining in that. But then everything else went to shit.
Because he was shit.
Yes. He can't wrestle, man. He really can't.
But watch Simon Gosh's hate video on him.
Oh yeah, right.
But let's talk about the 100th episode. Obviously, on this show, we had Mike Kanellis versus Lince Dorado.
You know what? Another memorable moment. Mike Kanellis' debut. Why not?
Because it just happened.
Yeah, but still, I didn't expect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was awesome. I like that.
You already kind of mentioned this. They had a really good match. Mike Kanellis won, as he should have won, because it was his first match.
Debuted. Come on now.
But I did like, though, that it looked like Lince was going to win, but Mike Kanellis got his foot on the rope, so that was fine. But I really liked this match. Mike Kanellis wooed in this match, so there you go.
Yes, I will say, as I said before, they need to let him do more moves, I think.
Yeah.
I understand what they're going with it, but he could also hold his own in the ring. So, have him cheat, do everything you're doing, just let him do more in the ring as well.
I'm assuming
very versatile.
I'm assuming what's happening is he's going to be involved with TJP, because TJP was watching the match backstage, and since it's probably building to TJP and Mike Kanellis and somebody else versus.
And we have Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships, for fuck's sake. Hell, if you're going to oversaturate and have all these damn shows, I mean, at least give a freaking secondary title for them to go after. Christ.
It's not it's part of the main roster really anymore, so you really could do it. So
yeah. Can we do it, please? Thank you. Come again.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm assuming it's building to some six-man tag with TJP, Mike Kanellis, and somebody else versus the Lucha House Party. But we don't know who the third guy will be.
Leo Rush.
Yeah, maybe Leo Rush.
It's definitely going to be Leo Rush, because if you remember, that was the guy that Lince Dorado fought.
Oh, yeah.
Before. So it's probably going to be those three against Lucha House Party, which I expect is going to be a fucking great match. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
These are 6 of the best cruiserweights in the world. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And then obviously Drake Maverick did a thing addressing the future 205 Live, announcing a future number 1 contenders match, which is going to air next week, I think. I don't remember if they said next week, but
yeah, that's next week.
And then Brian Kendrick did a promo that set up the Gallagher match. So and then Leo Rush did a great heel promo that's, even though he lost the Fatal 5, but he mentioned that
he's still undefeated in one-on-one competition.
Well,
I love his shit-eating grin. It's great. He's such a heat magnet, man. He's so they make him so annoying, but once he gets they boo him, but once he gets in the ring, they're like,
yeah,
oh wow, woo.
And then he even said too that Fatal 5-Ways, you just get lucky in that match. It doesn't mean you're beating the guy straight up. So I thought he recovered him. I thought that was a very good point that he made. So
I'm waiting for the day that they actually sign Will Ospreay, and then 2020 we see Leo Rush.
Yeah.
We see a triple threat match for the Cruiserweight title between Leo Rush, Ricochet, and Will Ospreay, because that match would be fucking incredible.
Oh, exactly. And then
you think Ricochet and Will Ospreay are good by themselves, add Leo Rush to the mix, and you got a whole different ballgame.
Actually, I don't think I saw that match yet. Ricochet, Will Ospreay. Definitely would have to get that.
Dude, you gotta watch those. Dude, that's the. You don't know that's the reason for the Cruiserweight Classic? Their matches alone were the entire reason they even brought it back.
I'm surprised they weren't. I'm surprised they weren't in the tournament originally.
They turned it down.
Oh, okay.
Can you blame them back then?
I'm guessing Ricochet probably couldn't too, because I remember during his last moments in Lucha Underground, they didn't let him work anywhere else because Yeah, because Lucha Underground, I like it, but it was kind of being a bitch because they wouldn't let him wrestle anywhere else because they hadn't had his retirement match yet. So that was kind of bitchy by Lucha Underground to do that. But
yeah.
Anyhow, we're not going to get into that.
Real quick before we continue, I will say one person I want to come into 205 Live. For the love of God, please. I really want to see Ty Dillinger.
Oh, definitely.
Please, because I'm so, like, did you see his tweet?
Maybe
he's.
I can't. No, I'm banned. I can't. I'm banned from Twitter.
Oh yeah, that's right. He tweeted. He tweeted. This is. He tweeted a photo of him in the SmackDown Live ring, and he had a caption above it saying, "This is back when I used to wrestle."
Yep.
And then he started retweeting a bunch of Bullet Club tweets, including shit from Cody Rhodes. And then freaking he retweeted a really cryptic tweet from Matt Jackson from the Young Bucks saying, "Money isn't everything." And freaking Ty Dillinger just retweets it and says, "Word."
Yep.
Put this guy on somewhere. If you're not going to fucking find space for him on 205 Live other than admittedly funny skits with him and R-Truth, then put him on 205.
Yeah.
Come on. This is ridiculous. Like, the guy deserves so much better than this.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Main event time.
Now he easily can join because too he's storyline injured right now. You can easily just put him right back and put him in the division too. So
yeah, he could drop the 10 pounds.
Yeah,
he's 215. I would drop 15 pounds just to make a 200-pound.
And Gabe, also somebody else, Chad Gable, because he fits the weight limit too. After this Bobby Roode stint's over, have him join the division.
What was it?
Chad Gable.
Oh yeah, he does. You're right. Yeah, put them both on there. Actually, yeah. I'd love to see a match between the two on 205. To be honest.
Oh yeah,
that'd be great. By the way, do we have any comments coming in before we continue? Because I tend to forget. Yeah. Hi OJ.
Someone said
hi OJ. I'm sorry I ignored you, bro. Oh my lord, I feel so bad.
He said you sucked though. I'm assuming that's a troll.
Yeah, it's a troll. I know OJ. OJ does some shit with Future Entertainment, which you can check out. Him and Logan Myers. It's great shit. They do an NFL show, ironically enough. I think. I don't know. Let me know, OJ, if that's still a thing.
Is that it?
Oh, I beef with Kit. I didn't beef with Kit. I actually agreed with. I actually agreed with Kit, actually. So I'll just answer this because like this is a thing. So I love Kit. I don't hate Kit. So Kit did the No Mercy theme, and I added some vocals, and he just wanted me to do some added vocals. I gave him credit, but he wanted it done a certain way. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. And I mean, yeah, I misunderstood a couple things, and that's pretty much all that happened. But I eventually did it right the way he wanted it, and then that's just how I did all my videos ever since. So there wasn't really beef; it was just more of a misunderstanding, and we actually got along great when we talked. But that's it. Anyway,
is that it?
All right. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So then Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy did their interview, and Buddy Murphy pretty much said that he wants Tony Nese to be in the Cruiserweight Championship #1 contenders match. So there's that. Then you had a great Falls Count Anywhere match between Mustafa Ali and Hideo Itami. Great match. Did not disappoint. I like the match.
I want to point this out in the end. I know we're going to jump back and forth from beginning to end. First off, they use the steps a lot. I mean, they concocted a freaking ridiculous thing with the steps. Yeah. They did not use the announcer table, even though they teased it. They used the barricade a lot. They did they had like all the steps, like the big steps on one side of the ring, and then like the other pair on one ring. I was shocked that Hideo Itami didn't pull his shoulder out. Trying to pull those things, and they just brutalized each other on the steps. They and then it was leading to Mustafa Ali pulled out a table. They also fought near the ramp, and Hideo hit a sick lariat that
I like that the
turned
whole match.
Mustafa inside out, and he landed on the steel ramp.
I like that the whole match pretty much was outside the ring because that's what a Falls Count Anywhere match should be.
Exactly.
And then on the finish comes when Mustafa Ali hits the 450 through the table and pins Hideo Itami. And I like that right before he hit it, he said, "I always respected you to Hideo Itami." I thought that
was such a great touch, honestly.
Yeah,
that was so good. And yeah, I mean, obviously I think this is leading to a Hideo face turn.
Yeah, because he's done everything. He's done everything as a heel pretty much. So I don't know what else he can do.
Yeah, there's really nothing much he could do. Team him back with freaking Akira Tozawa. Bring back the cruiserweight. Bring back ideas of the cruiserweight tag tournament. God damn it.
And then afterwards, Drake Maverick gets interviewed, and he says that next week, which is the next 205 Live, we're going to have the Cruiserweight Championship #1 contenders match between Tony Nese and
Buddy Murphy.
Mustafa Ali.
Sure. Why did I say Buddy Murphy?
I don't know. But
yeah, this is going to be fun. I can't wait to see, and I hope Mustafa Ali, because we're talking about people working their ass off, Mustafa Ali also deserves that belt.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, isn't that hot potatoing? No, because it's only between 3 people. If there was more than 3 people, we'd have an issue, but it's not.
We've only had 4 Cruiserweight champions this year, so.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, this was fine.
205 Live gets like a flat out A, just off these episodes.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the only flaw is that they've largely forgotten about the TJP storyline, but I'm assuming
that's it. They're gonna bring that back eventually.
It seems like it's just slow touches. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Now on to NXT, regular NXT.
Yeah. So before we could say anything, holy crap! Their tag teams are loaded. What the hell is happening?
Everything's loaded.
Dude, no, seriously, like, there's not one division that doesn't have a bunch of people in it. Like,
exactly.
Even the main event has ridiculous contenders. Like,
oh yeah,
I've never seen so many people. Like, they have, what is it? They have the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah.
They got the Forgotten Sons. They got the Street Profits. They got TM61 or the Mighty now. They got who else do they have?
Undisputed Era,
Mustache Mountain, War Raiders.
Well, I guess Mustache Mountain still count because
they're part of both shows. So yeah, they count.
Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, Heavy Machinery. Like that freaking tag roster is freaking loaded, dude. Like that is the most loaded like division they have over there in NXT. Like it doesn't even you have a lot of people in the women, but there's a lot more tag teams at NXT than there have ever been, I think. It's insane.
The main event scene's loaded.
Main event scene's loaded. Freaking the mid card's loaded with the new addition of the North American title.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people involved.
And then so let's get right into it. We're gonna start. It's the same dates as 205 now because it's on the same day. Percy Watson, Molinaro, and Nigel McGuinness did all the commentary up until this week's show because Vic Joseph did this. He's gonna do he did this week's and he's gonna do until Takeover because not Nigel. Mole's on assignment. I believe if you actually go on his Instagram, he's doing stuff like for mental illness. Like he's not going through it. He's just spreading the word and
because one of his friends ended up killing themselves.
Yeah.
So he's trying to combat the stigma and try to, do what he can, And I absolutely commend him for that, by the way.
Which is why probably he's not doing the commentary for NXT UK right now. I'd imagine. I imagine once he comes back, he'll be on the commentary team for that. So
Probably.
Because I was surprised he wasn't announced for the commentary team, and now I'm assuming once he's able to come back, he'll be fine. So,
you know who got it? Honestly, though, not that I hate Morrow, but honestly, I really think you remember the guys from WCPW.
Yeah, the commentary team.
Yeah, I think they should bring them in with Nigel McGuinness. To be honest,
they'd be great too. Well, Weagle. I was thinking William Weagle because he was great. So.
Yeah, but he's the general manager of regular NXT. Like,
oh yeah, true.
You know what I mean? So I think it would make more sense to bring the I think what is it, Dave Bradshaw, and I don't remember the other guy, but the WCPW commentary team should be on NXT UK. I think.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, Defiant would lose a hell of a commentary guy, but I mean, I think he would be.
Well, maybe not because I hear the NXT UK division still works the Indies anyway. So.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they should bring him in then because honestly, he's vastly underrated. Honestly, he's a really good commentator.
We know why NXT UK was really brought in, anyways. It was because World of Sport launched, but I hear that's not doing very well right now. So,
so now they're working with them all of a sudden because they're not a threat.
But let's talk about regular NXT. So. We're just going to talk about the 26th show. The highlight was that William Weagle did his promo, and this is when Undisputed Era interrupted it, and he announced the triple threat for the NXT North American title between Ricochet, Adam Cole, and Pete Dunne.
What's we were talking about?
Yes. And he announced that, and then not the next episode we're going to review, but the one after that, it was going to be Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defending against their NXT tag team titles against the War Raiders. So this segment just pretty much, set up the next two NXTs, which I was fine with. So, and then Johnny Gargano did his interview, and he said that he's feeling he's feeling a lot better now. Obviously, we didn't really know what this meant, but this week's NXT alone, we found out what it meant. We'll get into that. And he was ready to get back on track with the Tony Nese, and then they set up that whole Candice LeRae, Lacey Evans match. So that was what it was. And then Velveteen Dream pretty much alluded that Tommaso Ciampa took out Aleister Black, so that set up their feud. Mm-hmm. And then EC3.
And apparently Velveteen Dream's full on babyface. Yes.
Yeah, I think which makes sense. Because obviously they needed to.
He's so charismatic. Like he's gotten so over that he's a lot like The Rock.
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna straight up say it. Like he really is a lot like The Rock, and by that I mean he's like the most over person. Yeah,
I agree with that. And
it's just an outrageous, in-your-face character, but he's so cool that you can't help but cheer him.
Oh,
that's a lot like what The Rock was when he first turned.
See, at first I didn't know if he was a face because I'm just like, are they doing heel versus heel? But they're gonna cheer Velveteen because Tommaso Ciampa is such a heel.
The minute he started talking on the microphone, oh yeah, he's definitely babyface.
Yeah,
and good move, honestly.
Really good move. Yeah, especially too because he just turned a big babyface. Heel, you had to change somebody else on the other side, and he was the perfect person to change. So, and then Lars Sullivan was squashing Victor Orchant. I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but this is when he can beat the crap out of him, and this I think set up the match the next episode. So, I thought that was pretty awesome. And then Kairi Sane and Vanessa Bourne had a match. I didn't like it because Vanessa Bourne's green as hell.
Horrible. So. I hate her. And by the way, she was like this freaking 2 years ago too. So I don't want to hear it. She can fucking kick rocks. Release her. She's horrible in the ring.
The fact that Tessa Blanchard was released, but not Vanessa Bourne's ridiculous. Well, actually, no, Tessa Blanchard never signed, right?
Yeah, Tessa Blanchard never signed, but god damn, dude. They missed the boat with not signing her over Vanessa fucking Bourne. I'll tell you that right now.
And then they set up the NXT Women's Championship match we're getting Sunday between Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler, which is probably the match I'm looking forward to the most at Evolution, honestly. So,
well, yeah, other than the Mae Young Classic finals too.
Yeah.
Io Shirai. Well, I mean, we're gonna be reviewing it anyway, but yeah, Io Shirai versus Toni Storm, which I was actually shocked because honestly, I would have done it the other way around.
What?
I would have done what's her name?
Rhea Ripley?
No, the other one. Who fought Toni Storm? Who was the chick that fought Toni Storm in the semis?
I have to. We'll look at. We'll review.
Mako Satomura. Yeah. I would have done Mako Satomura versus Rhea Ripley. That's such a better match to me, honestly. And I mean, they're both fantastic.
Yeah,
they're both so fantastic. I love Toni Storm and I love Io Shirai, but honestly, the better matchup, I honestly think. I mean, you couldn't go wrong, but I would have preferred Mako Satomura versus Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would have been so fucking good.
Yeah, exactly.
So good.
But
by the way, I know I'm totally going off topic from NXT. One thing I do want to say, I have not felt the presence of a woman that I felt with Rhea Ripley since Chyna.
Yeah.
Definitely. She is, dude. She takes no shit kind of character, and like I could see her being a world champion, not just a women's champion, a world champion. Like,
she's pretty much Pete Dunne if he was a woman.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Honestly, you're not wrong. I mean, obviously they never do it now because everything's PG and they support women's equality, yet women and men can't fight each other. So go figure on that.
I think Triple H did an interview on that, but I didn't read it because
I gotta read on that because I think it's a little ridiculous that they don't do it because all the other indie promotions do it. I get it, but Lucha. It's probably a sponsors thing. To be honest, it's probably sponsors. I guarantee you. But it makes no sense because it's like if you want sponsors and you want to promote equality, why not have the women and men fight each other? You know what I mean?
And make it like a believable, don't make it
I'll tell you this: there would be no reason for a women's championship. That's probably why. And honestly, you kind of need a women's championship. That's probably the only reason they do it.
Yeah, probably. All right, then the main event. Technically, the main event wasn't like a really good match, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was Otis Dozovic versus
this is awesome. Ciampa. No, this is actually really good though.
I thought Otis Dozovic looked really good in this match. I thought
Lord, man, dude, he
was not carried either.
No, he was not. He was so over, man. He was so over.
Yeah.
He had a really great match with Tommaso Ciampa. This was so much better than it had any right to be when they first announced this. Because when I think of Otis Dozovic, I think of the meme. I think of the lovable fat guy that's just out there to have fun and please the crowd and do the caterpillar and all this shit. And then I see a serious competitor in this match. It's like he does the whole funny walk and everything, the whole face that he always does when he comes out, but it's still he was really shined here. He really shined as a singles act on his own here.
I even I think too what made it work was the heel face dynamic too, where Ciampa was getting the shit kicked out of him and stuff too, and tried to leave and just worked really well.
I remember I used to hate on this guy, man.
Yeah.
I remember I used to hate him because I didn't see anything in him other than a shit my pants look. Little did I know he was doing it on purpose, and then it became my favorite freaking face of all time. Yeah. Not only the fact, but his freaking videos are fucking hysterical. Don't forget about the time. Never forget Tomato Champs.
Yep.
Never forget that ever. anytime I think of Otis Dozovich, I will think of Tomato Champs.
Like we talked about too.
It's so fucking stupid.
Like we talked about too. When the way that
old Tucky, yeah.
The way that Tucker Knight,
he's like a Macho Man Randy Savage if he were fat and autistic. That's the way I can describe Otis. He's so freaking funny. I love Otis. Otis is like my favorite meme on the internet right now.
Like we talked about too, the way that Tucker Knight reacts to him, that's not kayfabe. I think that's a legitimate reaction.
Dude, he did fucking great. Oh, are you talking about the videos or the actual match? I mean, he had both react. He had both shocked. He had a dumb because he has a dumbfounded reaction.
Yeah, when the videos
does the videos, and then he'll have the shock. He had the shocked face on this main event where it's like,
yeah,
dude, he's doing better than me in the ring.
Yeah,
which is true, by the way. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying, man.
But Ciampa won, which was obviously the right decision because you can't job out your champion. So, but
yeah,
Otis Dozovic, I think, was made better with defeat than he was as if he had won the match. So
yeah, honestly, and the way they had him defeated was the apron DDT. The
did it on the apron, then did it regular in the ring.
Yeah, like which knocked him out completely, and then it was it. Which,
then,
by the way, I think that should be called the fairy tale ending, not the Angel's Wings, to be honest. Because I'm thinking you should call that the Black Card Facebuster or something like that. Something to reference his nickname.
I forgot to mention this, but they did a thing with Kona Reeves and Keith Lee. I don't know if you saw this, but they did one angle where it showed what Keith Lee was doing first, and then they did like an alternate.
Yeah, I love that. I loved how they did that. I loved how they did that. I will say though, I tried to give Tony Reeves a chance. He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
Just release him. Nothing about me interests him.
Except, I think the most interested we were in was when he wasn't on TV asking for him to be saved. He has not been saved.
Yeah, he's
and he couldn't save himself.
Yeah, no, he couldn't at all. In fact, I think he. It's just something about it. It's just like.
Yeah. I think too. Just I talked about this. The roster is just way too loaded too. So
it's probably he hasn't had a fair shake. In fairness, I mean, we're getting Matt Riddle for fuck's sake. We're really gonna push.
Remember, this was like a
fucking Riddle.
This was like Sami Callihan, where he came in at the worst time ever when the roster was too loaded then. So.
Yeah. So when it was Solomon Crow, yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I would just.
Yeah. I mean.
You know what can you do really? Oh, by the way, the what is it? The Elay brothers are gone because one got a career-threatening injury, so they just released the other one. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
I actually kind of like them. I feel like you could have made a big star out of one of those guys too. To be honest,
I'm gonna miss hearing that theme song too.
Oh, that theme song was fucking badass, man. I love that theme song. Dun, 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 dun.
And they also started. I don't know if they had started yet, but they also started a after show too. But I don't think it was this week yet. On NXT, but it's not. Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's like 5 minutes every week. Actually, Jeremy Borash, you don't see him, but you can hear him doing the interviews actually because you can tell it's his voice. So,
cool.
Definitely give it a watch.
They should. If anything, if Percy Watson gets called up, they should put what's his face, Borash in the place of Percy Watson. That would be a team.
Yeah.
Borash, Nigel McGuinness, and Morrow. Oh boy.
Maybe it will happen too. So just
you got your heel commentator that also calls it down the middle most times. You got your babyface commentator. You got your heel commentator but calls it down the middle slightly towards the left. You got your heel commentator does the same thing, and then you got your play-by-play middleman like completely. But at the end of the day, they're all play-by-play guys. So that'd be great. I'd so be down for a Jeremy Borash run on commentary with Morrow and Nigel. That'd be fucking dope.
Yep. So that was a good episode of NXT. I feel like it was more though of a build up for like the next 2 episodes though, but I still thought it was good. So.
I loved how they built this whole Aleister Black mystery. It was awesome.
They did that was one of the things they did do too. This is when Nikki Cross, because on one of the WWE.com exclusives, Nikki Cross came up to Undisputed Era and said she knew who did it. So
right. And I love how she just plays these mind games, like
and they even started on the October 3rd episode where she did a backstage thing, and this is when they were still building to the Bianca Belair match, and then also said she knew who took out Aleister Black.
I know who did it.
I even liked William Regal's interview. I don't think it was on this episode. I think it was on the next one when somebody asked him about it, and William Regal's like, I think Nikki Cross could tell us she found existence of the Loch Ness Monster, and nobody would believe her. It was something crazy like that. I thought it was great. But on the October 3rd episode, you had the opening match with Candice LeRae and Lacey Evans, which I thought was a really good match. I thought that match, a lot of people overrated that match. I thought it was very sloppy in the beginning, but I also thought it was really good. And Lacey Evans won with the women's right, which has to be the worst finisher in WWE right now. So.
Yeah, it's not a WND. I actually think the WND is better.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's the Big Show punching you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that, like, as strong as Lacey Evans is, don't get me wrong, I'm sure if she actually punched me in the mouth, I'd be knocked out probably. Yeah. But like, you could tell it's a worked punch, and the worked punch just isn't up to par with a lot of other work punches in the history of this business.
Yeah.
It does not work as a finisher. You want to do it as one of your signatures, I have no problem with it, but it cannot finish a match. It simply just can't finish a match.
I think she had a different finish on the Mae Young Classic, and I remember we liked that. So
yeah, go back to that one and make the women's right like a signature, like a transition move, if anything.
Exactly.
To be honest,
like that there was more build up to like talking about Johnny failure and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Then it showed a great build up package for the North American Triple Threat match.
Yes.
Watch.
Oh, before we say anything, I don't know why this popped up in my mind, but you remember how what's his face? Keith Lee debuted a new finisher this week, or it wasn't this week, but one of the episodes.
I think he did. I think I remember that. Yes.
Right. So the reason he did this was because they said his Spirit Bomb finisher, which is the last ride sit out power bomb, is so brutal that if somebody landed Ron, the guy who he did it to, if he landed Ron, that seriously could have paralyzed him.
Yeah.
That's how impactful apparently that move was. So he can't do that anymore. As awesome as that move is, he cannot do that because the way he does it, I don't think Keith Lee knows his own strengths, because when he does it, right, he slams them like right down to the mat, and it looks so. I wouldn't want to take that bump. If I was a wrestler and I trained, I still wouldn't take that.
Would James the Archangel take that bump?
I mean, in video games, yes, absolutely. In real life, absolutely. Fuck no, not in real life. Oh no. Maybe in video game though. That'd be an epic spot, especially if you did it through a steel chair. Although we're gonna cut back on the. I'll tell you later. It's not important now. But yeah, continuing.
Then we had the Tommaso Ciampa. This pretty much set up it's not announced yet, but probably what's going to be the NXT title match at War Games 2. So.
Oh yeah.
This is when he mentioned Velveteen Dream. I love his promos too, where he does like it looks like he's filming it off.
I can't wait for that match. Velveteen Dream and Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah. I want to see this match. I really want to see this match now.
Unless they're gonna do actually I'll get into that later too.
You don't have
Then you had a squash match where the Forgotten Sons squashed Vinny Mixon, Cesar Rise, or Caesar Rise, I don't know if that and
whoever the Jabronis are. Jabronis versus Forgotten Sons. Oh my god, Forgotten Sons. I love this team.
Yeah,
Honestly,
exactly.
this team is really good, and I really like their style.
Yeah.
They're no nonsense, smash mouth, in your face. Even Wesley Blake, like holy shit, who would have thunk he would freaking
Yeah.
pop up some strong style of his own? You know what I mean?
I was
And
actually.
and I love how they had him come to the next week of tapings with a nose guard because he broke his nose in the last match.
Did he
That
really?
is freaking, that gets them over huge.
Yeah. Did he
That's
really, or was
10
that?
extra brownie points.
Did he
I
really? Was that kayfabe?
I have no idea, but
Oh.
they've done it before with what's his face, Mercury,
Yeah.
when he actually broke his nose for real. So this very well could have been real, and they decided, well, he could still go.
Yeah.
You sure you can still go? Yeah, just give me a nose protector.
And obviously Jackson.
If it ain't stopped me in the Marines, why would I? Or it ain't stop me in the Army, why would it stop me in the wrestling ring?
And obviously Jackson Weichel looked impressive in this match as well. He was
Jason Riker is
no, it's
holy
Jackson White. It's
Jackson Riker, dude. I would have stuck with Gunner, by the way. But that's whatever.
They probably can't because of all the school shootings, and they have sponsors to answer to. So,
probably, yeah, you're right. Thank God we don't have that problem. Oh, jeez.
Impact didn't have that problem because they ruined all their sponsors. So,
well, I mean, they did that back when they did have sponsors. So, but I will say, like, talk about an improvement from his Gunner days. I mean, he's really improved. Like, I don't know what the fuck. He must have picked shit up at the Performance Center fast because, like, he developed a whole new style. It felt like he developed a whole new style overnight. And I know it's been a long time since I've seen him, but it's like,
yeah,
holy shit, you know what I mean? Like, this is world champion material.
The last time I remember seeing Jackson Weichel, or you at least as Gunner,
was as James Storm, I think, for both of us.
Yeah, no, actually, no. The street fight he had with Samuel Shaw.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a fucking feud.
But I think I choose
forgot over Christy Hemme because
yeah.
Samuel Shaw was a creep apparently. What the fuck, man? They ruined him. I'm pissed because I was a big fan of Sam Shaw when he first came into Gut Check, and then they're like, we're gonna turn you into a creep. Thanks for ruining a guy I actually invested in.
I remember he had that crappy like sleeper hold thing that Samuel Shaw was doing too.
Oh my god, and like it was. For the record, right? You've done creepy gimmicks before where they're not like Mankind, for example, where he was creepy, but he was like an entrancing kind of creepy where you had to keep watching. Samuel Shaw was like, go away, creepy. Get off my TV now, creepy. I hated it. It never existed. And then Samuel Shaw brought that freaking term in. Get off my TV, creepy. Fuck you, man. This was you're better than this. You're better than this.
But anyhow, back to Jackson Weichel.
Whatever you do, Jackson Riker, don't turn into a creep. I see a lot of potential in you, man.
I do like to I think the vignette we haven't covered it, but I like the reason they have this name because they really have been forgotten off NXT. Obviously, Wesley Blake hasn't been nothing since the NXT Tag Team title win with Buddy Murphy. Steve Cutler, I remember, just randomly vanished off television, so he makes sense.
Yeah, after he did a job to somebody, I remember, and he was using Dean Ambrose's old FCW theme.
Yeah, and then Jackson Weichel. I remember, was he signed the same time Aries was signed? I believe he was, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
And he was like, he never made an appearance on NXT, so.
He didn't make an appearance on NXT, and I think it was. Keep in mind, he was super untrained. Like even in his tag team run with Gunner, like they were just hiding his weaknesses, really.
Yeah.
But now he has none.
So
like he can carry his own weight in a singles match now. That's how good Jason Riker got. Or like
Jackson Riker.
Sorry, Jason Riker. Jackson Riker. I think they should change it to Jason Riker, to be honest, because like that's so much easier to roll off the tongue.
Yeah, but
Riker Jackson probably would have made more sense, to be honest.
Sounds better. It sounds better. But overall, great faction right there. So
yes, good thumbs up, good shit.
Then it had a Shayna Baszler video package, the first of 2.
Oh, this was great. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right. I take back everything I've said about Shayna Baszler and her being boring. She is no longer boring. They really are building her as a character, and she's really been improving as a wrestler. And
Definitely.
like, I expect another classic with her and Kairi Sane. The first one wasn't as much of a classic they had, but once she started getting more training, when they had their match at TakeOver, holy shit, that was the best women's match in years. Like, probably back, I'd say that it was the last match that I saw that was that good probably was Bayley versus Sasha Banks, honestly. That's how good that was. Like, it was right up there with it.
And then you had Tony Nese get interviewed and talked about how he's the premier athlete and he's going to beat Johnny Gargano.
I loved it. I was genuinely shocked that I saw Tony Nese on NXT. And
yeah, exactly.
Holy shit, what a match.
Well, first we got to talk about Bianca Belair gets interviewed, and this was to set up the Nikki Cross match, and she's undefeated. Undefeated. It still is, technically, if you think about it. So
yes.
Then Johnny Gargano wrestled Tony Nese. Like you talked, what a match this was. What a match.
I honestly, dude, this is the best match in Tony Nese's career. I mean, before it was him and Brian Kendrick, but then he had that match with Cedric, and I'm like, wow, this is the best match. And then the Johnny Gargano match happens. I'm like, what the fuck?
Who is he?
Where is this coming out of Tony Nese?
I don't.
What?
And then Johnny Gargano won, which was obviously the right decision because Tony Nese isn't on NXT. Johnny Gargano is, and this was to kind of rebuild Johnny Gargano. Who would have thought though that like 2 weeks later he was going to turn heel? So
yeah, that I didn't see coming, man. We'll
talk about that. We'll talk about that in a second. But
dude, when he attacked him, I was shocked. I was like, wow. You know what they're doing though, and I guarantee you this is what they're doing. They're going to reform DIY for a short period of time. He's going to get so close to him. He's going to probably win the North American title, I guarantee you, from Ricochet. And then he's going to – this is basically what I think is going to happen. When they look like they're on top of the world with the singles gold in NXT, he's going to turn on Ciampa, like similar to how Daniel Bryan turned on Bray Wyatt or something along those lines. And that's going to set up their match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 5. And
exactly.
And that will be the ultimate payoff for Johnny Wrestling, getting his big babyface moment and winning the NXT Championship and holding both titles in his hands. And then the next week, he'll probably vacate the North American Championship, and they'll have a whole tournament. Because that's exactly how they're going to build it up. Which, just because it's predictable does not mean that that's not the route they shouldn't go.
Oh, definitely.
It would be such a good story if they do it that way.
Because we'll talk about that when we get there. But Gargano being a heel is really weird. Because
I know. I was genuinely shocked, but it makes sense. Like, even in the very first promo he cut after his final loss to Ciampa, he was saying, like, I feel like I'm him.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense.
And think
really
about it.
Does if you think about it. Like,
think about it. There's two things who had the most to benefit from Black getting taken out, other than Ciampa, obviously, but Johnny Gargano benefited the most, so it makes sense.
Absolutely, he benefited the most.
And it was the first
Ciampa wouldn't have cared. He would have just brutalized the both of them and retained. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's how they built him up. Like, he was a destroyer. You know what I mean? Like,
and obviously, too, this is a big mention. Who was the first guy that Weagle walked by when Black got taken out? It was Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano. Which and then Velveteen Dream came out, and that was back when he was a heel at the time. So then that completely distracted everything.
And Lars Sullivan too, because that's when he made his return too. So
Lars Sullivan.
Yeah,
there was so many suspects in this. Cassius Ohno was a suspect at one point. The very trainer that trained Aleister Black.
Yeah,
like they had a lot of depth, and it really got the whole roster over. And I cannot stress that enough. Like It introduced new characters. It like this is how you do intertwining storylines right. By the way, main roster, take notes. Seriously, like holy shit. This is incredible. This whole like week after Takeover Brooklyn 4, that entire build up. This entire build up to War Games has been fucking great television.
It might be the second best storyline this year.
I seriously like it because, well, honestly, that whole storyline is all intertwined. That whole Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa thing, and the Aleister Black angle is all intertwined. That whole thing is one big arc.
Yeah,
and it's such an incredible arc. It's like it honestly is the best storytelling NXT's ever done. Ever done. Nothing comes close. Take your Kevin Owens and Finn Balor. Take your Sasha Banks and Bayley. Throw them all out the window. This is the best storytelling NXT has ever done. Period. Yeah. Dating all the way back to the very beginning of this year, with the even further than that, with the whole Johnny Gargano Tommaso Ciampa storyline. This has been the best storytelling. Period.
Exactly.
That's incredible, by the way. And by the way, you know what? I thought of an idea today. I know this is a long shot because I know NXT doesn't like to get too convoluted, but if you really wanted to gain some heat in this story and not go the whole Johnny Gargano turns back babyface, just to say if they decided to do that, I would love to see those two take over the Undisputed Era, not kick anybody out, and they just run roughshod over everybody, honestly. Bring Candice LeRae into the Undisputed Era, have her win the Women's Championship. You got a dominant faction. You can bring Roderick Strong or Bobby Fish over to the Cruiserweight division, have him win the Cruiserweight title, and they have like all the championships in Triple H's empire, including the UK Championship too, which I'd have Johnny Gargano win.
Yeah.
Like that would be huge, dude. That would be fucking huge. The three biggest you could build it up as like the three biggest heels with this mega faction. It'd be like a modern day NWO equivalent with hints of Nexus. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It would be fucking great. My creative juices just kind of flowed, because NXT actually allows me to do that. Yeah. And actually, even if they don't do that, at least I can dream. And it's like that's fine if they don't do it. So
but then you had the Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan video package, which is pretty much hyping them back up. I thought it was very well done. It just went through how they became a team, the match at Chicago too, and everything.
I really enjoyed this hype promo, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know what I love? Even though Oney Lorcan's American, I'd love to see him in NXT UK.
I was thinking that too. I'd like to see it too.
Because I think they would be the best first challengers for the Coffey Brothers. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch versus the Coffey Brothers. That'd be a hard-hitting match, dude.
Exactly.
I love the prospect of that.
And then you had the main event. Lars Sullivan versus EC3. I thought it was a hell of a main event.
That was such a good main event. Who knew that EC3 was such a technician, huh?
Exactly.
Holy hell. Like, you think that, he's just a superstar guy. No, he can fucking go. He can really go in that ring.
I like too how it just EC3. He didn't even go through his entrance. He was pointing out his letters, and he just rushed down the ring, and he beat the crap out of Lars Sullivan for like the whole beginning of the match, and then obviously Lars Sullivan took control, and then EC3. I feel bad for the guy because he keeps getting busted open in his matches. He can't get a break.
This poor guy can't get a break. He can't get a win. He keeps getting busted open. The previous week, his knee gets busted up by Bobby Fish. Like, what the hell is going on with EC3's luck compared to his luck in TNA? Like, what happened?
I'm guessing. I'm just gonna say this, even though I feel like he's just he's gonna be over regardless. So he's probably putting over the guys in NXT. So,
because either way, he's gonna go up to the main roster. Honestly,
it's probably where he should be, anyways. But I'm fine with the way he's being used. I was surprised Lars Sullivan won. I thought EC3 was gonna get the win, but Lars Sullivan win works too. So there was that. So
I was fine with it, honestly.
Yeah.
I love Lars. Lars is
exactly.
great.
And then that was the third episode. That was the October 3rd episode. I thought that was a hell of an episode. So, even though we just talked about stuff that didn't even happen on that episode, but I still thought it was a hell of an episode. So,
Oh yeah.
Then you have the next two episodes. Well, the next three episodes are the ones that are really noteworthy. You have the October 10th episode. This is when Ciampa comes out, and this is when they finally started, really build into the Velveteen Dream Ciampa feud, where Ciampa came out and says that Velveteen Dream doesn't really think Ciampa took out Aleister Black. He just wants to steal his spotlight, and he was insulting Velveteen Dream, and then Velveteen Dream came out, and this is when he started becoming a babyface, and it was just really good. And then Nikki Cross came out, and the crowd chanted, "Nikki knows a secret," which was awesome.
This is ridiculous. Like that, I can't believe that's gonna be a chant like forever.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Nikki's got a secret.
And then they even chanted "Triple Threat," which was pretty funny too.
Oh my god! I remember that when she was in the ring when the other two were like talking about the NXT and then like triple threat. I'm like, give me a break. Little Psycho Nikki Cross is gonna be able to hang with Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, exactly.
Velveteen Dream.
Maybe she could though. You never know.
Dude, all right. I like Nikki as a character now, but let's not kid ourselves. She can barely hang with Asuka. You know what I mean? True. So let's back the pedal here a little bit.
So now this kind of makes me question though. What did Velveteen Dream and Tommaso Ciampa do that she thinks she did? Because she said, "I know what you did," and walked away. So, or were they just using this to kind of make us question more? So
masturbate.
So yeah, I like the opening segment was awesome.
I feel like that's creepy because I feel like when she says, "I know what you did," all I could think of is just Nikki Cross outside the window.
Yeah,
and like when Velveteen and Ciampa Lee suspect it when they're jacking off.
Yeah,
like, and then they see him, and then they're probably like freaking. They jump out of the bed and they fall on their ass like. The fuck are you doing? I know what you did. Maybe that's the angle that we're going for. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Then you had Keith Lee versus Kona Reeves. Probably going to be Kona Reeves' best match he's ever going to have. So,
yeah, and he did not do much here. This was a squash, man. This was a fucking squash.
Kona Reeves got the big boot in, and once he started slapping.
That's his only good move. That's the only thing he does good. Everything else is just punches, and they're not even really good work punches. He has got a shitty finisher. He's got shitty everything else.
Well,
all he can do is talk. I'll give him that. That's about it.
He's got his theme song's a piece of crap too.
Oh my god! In the face,
Isn't it funny that the guy that has the gimmick that appreciates the finer things of life can't wrestle or for shit?
Yeah, he's not the finest. He sucks. If anybody should be the finest, it's Keith Lee. Yeah. To be honest, that should be his gimmick. Keith Lee.
I haven't talked about Keith Lee publicly. I can't even describe what I think of him. He just has that great charisma when he talks.
Dude, honestly, like, I'm telling you this right now. Vince does not make this freaking guy champion. I'm calling them racist.
Definitely.
Because there is no reason why he cannot win a world championship. He's got everything that a black superstar should have in his vision. He's got the charisma. He's black because apparently that's a special attraction in Vince's eyes.
Yeah.
And he's a big dude.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, he's not muscular or whatever, but he's got like that old school Mark Henry build.
Exactly.
And he's just got this Dusty Rhodes vibe of him, by the way, like where the minute he comes out, like he's a superstar.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this guy is world champion. He is universal champion. I don't care which one you want to give him. Give him one of the two, preferably the WWE Championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
And he beats Kona Reeves, which everyone expected. So
yeah. With the what is it? The Nova, the Supernova.
Supernova. Is that an anime? Because I think that's an anime reference.
Yeah, he does a lot of anime references, which I like. Who knows? Maybe he'll bust out the spirit bomb with people who know how to take it well. Because I would love for him to have an arsenal of finishers that he could just pull out of nowhere. Honestly, that's just me though.
And then they had some interviews and video packages with Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler continuing to build up, because we forgot to mention they're having an NXT Women's Championship match at Evolution this Sunday. So
no, we mentioned that.
Oh, we did. We've been talking about.
This is the second promo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Shayna Baszler, fantastic. Such a great video package. I will say, goddamn, don't do these Kairi Sane. Don't do these Kairi Sane in her house promos, because she's not in the house. Obviously, we know it's a set now. Which is what the fuck? Who the fuck makes a house set? What? Does every NXT superstar live in this house? And if that's the case, can we please make this a reality show? That would totally blow Total Divas completely out of the water in rating. Because imagine all those egos clashing, dude. Holy shit.
Then William Regal had an interview. I think he was talking about something else.
William Regal runs the house. And Johnny Saint from NXT UK is the butler, because he looks like a butler. Come on.
Yeah, he does. And he acts like
one. Perfect butler.
Yeah.
Great.
And then this is when Cassius Ohno came up to him. And lately they've been building the story where Cassius Ohno doesn't feel like he's being utilized to his potential.
I love this. I love this arc with him.
And thinks that that he's going to destroy William Regal's new toy. So this is either building to a match with Matt Riddle.
Yes.
Keith Lee.
Yes.
I'd rather see
Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. Yes.
I personally would rather see the Keith Lee one, because I think that'd be awesome.
I'd love to see. Yeah, have you seen all three of them fight?
I haven't seen Matt Riddle fight. I will next week though.
All three of them in a match together. I think they had in PWG. I don't remember what show, but I remember seeing these three fight.
Well, I bet it's better because Cassius Ohno wasn't as fat as he is today. So.
No, he was that fat.
Oh, okay.
I honestly, I had to ignore it because it was just I actually didn't even pay attention because the match was so fucking good. It was actually so fucking good. So I would love to see a triple threat between those three. Oh my god, that'd be great.
Then you have the NXT.
Honestly, interesting prospect. I love to see the four big guys fight it out, and I would add Lars Sullivan in the mix. That would also be very interesting. A fatal four-way match to determine the number one contender on an NXT TV episode.
Yeah, for
Matt Riddle, Cassius Ohno, Keith Lee, and Lars Sullivan. Yes,
definitely,
absolutely. But yeah, sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Then they had a video package for the NXT Tag Team Championship match with Will Waiters and O'Reilly and Strawn. That was really good. And obviously we had probably the best match of the whole NXT tapings we're about to cover, the NXT North American Triple Threat.
This has been, and I cannot stress this enough, this has been the best triple threat match since Unbreakable 2005 that TNA held.
Yes.
Between AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Chris Daniels. That is how good this fucking match was. If you have not seen it, fucking watch it. Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and Adam Cole tore the goddamn roof off the place.
I'm not even gonna break it down. Just go watch the match. It's just that good.
Here's the only spot we're gonna break down. They did the moonsault super kick spot again, except not only did one guy do it, Pete Dunne joined with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Super kicked the shit out of Ricochet. It was. They were like, "There's no way they're gonna top that super kick." Nope, they found a way.
Yep.
They found a fucking way. This should have been a takeover match, honestly. This should have been a takeover match. I hope they actually do a rematch because I would not be opposed.
And Ricochet retained, which we all expected, but I still
Yes.
thought nobody looked bad by losing this match. Everybody benefited, so
everyone looked so good.
Yes.
So that
Awesome.
was fantastic. That's such a fantastic match.
And this is why you got to give like just a regular just because that match just brings up that whole episode alone. So because that match was like pretty much the whole episode anyway. So
pretty much, I mean, that match was fantastic, dude. It was so damn good.
Exactly.
Watch it if you haven't, honestly.
Then we have last week's episode of NXT. This kicked off with the War Raiders versus Strawn and O'Reilly. I was surprised why this match was opening the show, but with what main evented the show, this pretty much had to open the show.
Don't forget there was 2 episodes, not this week's. Remember, there's 2 episodes.
What do you mean? Did I miss one?
Yeah, I can review that one.
No, because we had last week with War Raiders versus Strawn and O'Reilly.
And then Bobby Fish returned, but then they did the whole, all 4 of them in the ring this recent episode. Remember? You saw this episode, the whole
I did.
turn. Okay, so we remember. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just wanted to double check.
Last week, so this was last week's episode. So Fish returned on this episode. And caused the DQ. I was all right with the DQ.
Honestly, it needed to happen. And where does Bobby Fish go from here? They're gonna do the Freebird rule, you think?
I think so, yeah. I would say so.
I would like that. You know what I'd like to see? Test a combination between Strawn and Fish. I want to see what these guys can do.
Well, next week they're doing Fish and Cole. That would be an interesting combination too, because
true. I'm more interested in seeing how Fish and Cole, or no, not Fish and Strong can work as a team for defending the tag titles. Main reason, because if they can really if they're just as good as the Red Dragon team and the Strawn and the Riley team, you got 3 tag team combinations that you can work alone with the Undisputed Era.
Exactly. I want to mention something.
How versatile they can be,
I'm going to mention something too. This probably isn't going to happen for a long time, but I think they're building a long storyline where Adam Cole is going to get purged from the group because he's slowly getting over as a baby face. And now that Fish is back, I think Strawn's going to take over leadership of the group and kick Adam Cole out of the group.
I wouldn't see how that would work, only because you have 4 members you can go for all the gold. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it would happen right away. I've been saying it would happen it would be a long storyline that would happen by TakeOver Brooklyn 5 or something like that.
Yeah, but again, I don't see it. I don't see what the use is in that. Yes, Adam Cole's super over. But the thing about it is he started a group, and I honestly think they're so over. All of them collectively are over as Undisputed Era.
Exactly.
I don't think you can split them up at this point anymore. All 4 of them are much better off a part of the Undisputed Era, to be honest.
True. But yeah, I didn't really hate the fact that they did the DQ finish because War Raiders winning the NXT Tag Team title should be safe for a takeover anyway, so... And it was a hell of a way to bring back Bobby Fish. Even though he's been on NXT television, though, when he was injured anyway. So
yeah, but in promo packages, remember he was.
He was on rehabbing his knee. I think he was on an NXT actually in the ring before too.
Yeah, but he was barely he was barely doing anything when he came back, and he was able to move his leg. Obviously, he knew he was back.
Yes. And obviously, he's the psycho of the group now, pretty much, because we'll get into more why, but he destroyed War Raiders this week, so there was that. And then Nikki Cross did a promo on Bianca Belair in a creepy arena.
Yeah, this is what a character Nikki Cross is. What the hell?
And then they did a squash with Shayna Baszler and Britt Baker. Britt Baker got destroyed, and everyone knew that was going to happen because they announced Shayna Baszler's in action next, and
yeah,
Britt Baker's
what an indie-rific name, Britt Baker. Holy shit.
And Shayna Baszler just pretty much destroyed her. Like I mentioned too, she's been more dangerous. She reminds me of a lot of when Samoa Joe lost the NXT Championship to Nakamura when he was just more dangerous.
She just started choking. She's just choking people out, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
William Regal got interviewed again. I don't really remember it because there's been so many things that's happened in NXT, so I'm not going to break it down.
Wait, what was it?
William Regal, it says, I have here written William Regal interview, but I don't remember what the interview was. So.
Oh, I remember. This was after the. So.
This was after the.
Transition. The beginning of it was Bianca Belair was like talking about how she deserves a women's title match.
No, that was this week. This was last week.
Oh, what was it? Yeah, I forget. Never mind. Too much shit.
Bane and Rocky got squashed by Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Yeah, this is Bing's last match. Actually, I'm glad I didn't see anything in Bing. I really see something in the other guy.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Bing's released?
Yeah, Bing's released. They released him quietly. Like, he's not that good. I don't know what they saw in him, but he really isn't that good. The other guy, though, oh my God, that guy's a star. Holy shit.
Definitely.
I don't know, like, put him in the Cruiserweight division in Ho Ho Loon's spot. That dude's a superstar. Honestly, you could bring him up to 205 Live and he could be a legitimate threat,
Yeah. Then we had the main event. It was Bianca Belair versus Nikki Cross. It was a hell of a match. The biggest thing I took away from this match is all of Bianca Belair's glitter was all over the ring, all over her, all over Nikki Cross.
and on the ref, too.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Dude, ready? Hold on a second. Let me show you something real quick. So, I had a birthday party, right?
Yeah.
And I ended up getting a blue present bag that was literally this. The same attire color and the sparkles and shit that fucking Bianca Belair was wearing.
Oh my. Thanks for the invite to it, too.
I couldn't invite too many people. My bad.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't just you. A lot of people couldn't go. If it was all friends, you would have been invited for sure.
I see.
But yeah, I got that present bag, and it was like, why is she wearing my birthday gift bag? What the fuck is happening here?
But anyway. Nikki Cross did the superplex, and
this is ridiculous. That was a
great spot. Then the lights go out, and we hear Aleister Black's like guitar solo that plays in the beginning of his theme song. So we all knew Aleister Black was back.
And then he's just the lights turn back on, and he's just sitting in the ring. And this is before we know what the lead up was. That's all I'll say. So we know what happened. Obviously,
we just talked about it. So,
but no, I'm talking about like the lead up of him being told who it was. But when he was doing this, I'm like, this is super fucking creepy.
Yeah.
This was super fucking creepy. So creepy. I'm like, he's just doing this. And all I could think of is Daddy Kink. Okay, Aleister, whatever floats your boat. Anyway, can we please speed this segment up so it's not any more uncomfortable, please? That's all that was going through my mind, honestly, because that was so uncomfortable.
And then she whispers.
And then he just, and it kept dragging on, and I get it. Like, I know the reason, but, like, you could take that so out of context, because he's just like, tell me. And it whispers in his ear seductively, and then she laughs, and then he just goes nuts. And it's just like, oh. There's a browser reference in there somewhere.
Yep.
Actually, no. That's not really Brazzers. Brazzers is too bland. There's a Pornhub reference in there somewhere. So there you go. Yeah, what a weird way to end NXT. Like, I get the point. It was, Alistair knows who attacked him, but like, goddamn, you take that out of context. You show a wrestling fan, you show a casual fan that clip and try explaining that, and they won't fucking believe you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love NXT, man, but God, you couldn't have made this any more uncomfortable.
But it was still awesome though.
It was great, but for all the it was so fucking creepy. Oh, what a meme. Great meme. Great meme to close out the show. There you go.
I bet there was. Let's talk about this week's NXT now. So William Regal's backstage and wants to make sure Aleister Black goes into his office.
This has to be said. William Regal's acting throughout all of this is the best work of his career, period. I don't care. Fuck, don't at me. This is the best he's ever done. This is the best. Like, I knew he was an awesome authority figure, but he's an even better actor. Get this man in movies, dude. Yeah, how is he not in a WWE film? He's so good. He's so good. He's so freaking good. Like, he's not just a wrestler. He could be an actor.
Yeah.
Seriously. He's fantastic. Like, and we knew this. Like, we knew William Regal's, like, the gift of God, okay? But I didn't know how good of an actor he was until this whole arc. Like, I never really appreciated how good William Regal's acting is. And then it, like, hit me, like, he's always been good at acting. Like, even with his feud with Jericho, when Jericho pissed in his tea and he had, like, the best facial reactions, like, he can play any role. Like, he's not just a wrestler. He's a phenomenal actor. Why isn't he in movies?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously. Rock, hire this man. Hire this man in one of your freaking roles. I guarantee you'll make double what you already make off the movie with your name alone. Add William Regal, and it'd be fantastic. He's so good.
And
sorry, I just had to point that out.
Security was backstage, and they was told to make sure Aleister Black went to his office, but obviously that didn't go very well. The Undisputed Era comes out and does a promo.
You're looking for a baby girl, Nikki Cross. Oh my goodness. I can't with that segment. It's ruined for me now.
And then the Undisputed Era come out, and they say that they're going to take over NXT now, pretty much. Which they already kind of have, but they said that, like, everybody's on notice now, pretty much. And Adam Cole wants his rematch for the North American Championship. But who comes out instead, none other than EC3, to say that he lost? Well, EC3 has a point, and Adam Cole has a point. Because even though he wasn't pinned,
I have a question. Just between you and me, right?
Well, it's on live video, so it's only between you and me. So,
right. Hi, viewer. All right. So my question, right? Why is EC3 trying to be the modern day equivalent to Shakespeare? Have you ever noticed that in his promos? Like,
yeah,
like he's talking in regular English, obviously, but he has like this weird Shakespearean way that he talks.
I don't have an answer for you.
It's wild. Like, I don't hate it. It's just, it throws me off a tiny bit. You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole difference. There's a difference between how Adam Cole talks, and then there's a difference between how EC3 talks. It's like,
I like it though.
I like it, but like, it just threw me off a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just something I noticed.
I should mention this was the first of probably many shows that Vic Joseph is going to be commentating for a little while.
Yeah. The next 3 weeks after that, right?
Well, I mean, this is probably, but this is
week 1, week 2, week 3, and then War Games. Tomorrow we'll be back.
We're not on, but we're only on week 1 right now. So
yeah, so like the next 2 weeks will be Vic Joseph and Nigel and Percy on commentary.
I gotta say though,
you know the guys that we said were commentating 205 Live? Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, and they commentate main event. They commentate main event too.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I gotta say though, between you and me and that one viewer, Vic Joseph, whoever would have thought he'd be like as improved as he is now in commentary? Like, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Like,
he must have heard our podcast because remember we roasted him for bringing back the takedown line.
Yep.
That was a whole reaction of just us roasting him on the takedown bullshit.
I think it's definitely an example too of not having Vince in your ear too, because
overhead takedown.
Yeah.
Takedown. There's an overhead. What is overhead? What? Overhead? What? But yeah, good on you, Vic. Good on you, Vicky boy.
So then it led to a match between Adam Cole and EC3. And I was worried because I was worried EC3 was going to get jobbed out, but he didn't.
Right.
He actually went over, this was really like a lose-lose because, but I would say like
he got the win, but then he immediately lost his heat because then they just pretty much squashed him after. Yeah. So like poor EC3, man. Yeah, he gets a win, but oh god, you feel bad. Because then, like, all of a sudden, he's, like, trying to celebrate. Then Strawn and O'Reilly hit him with the high-low. And then they just, all 4 of them just gang up on him. And then freaking Adam Cole hits him with his knee. And then freaking Bobby Fish out of nowhere. By the way, this is why I say they should do the whole Undisputed Era thing. I thought the assailant was originally going to be Bobby Fish because
Kyle O'Reilly.
No, Bobby Fish.
Oh, okay.
Here's the reason I say that because after the whole beatdown, Bobby Fish goes to get a chair and then smashes EC3's leg. What did Bobby Fish get that took him out of action? Leg injury. What did Aleister Black have that someone kayfabe caused? A leg injury. What did he try to give EC3 in kayfabe? A leg injury. That's why I made that connection. Honestly, I honestly thought for a minute it was Bobby Fish.
Yeah, I could see why you would think that, but then again, what would have Bobby Fish gotten out of Aleister Black being taken out? So.
In fairness, yeah. But at the same time, I mean, that's why I say, why not do the whole Gargano Ciampa join the Undisputed Era thing? Because it would make a lot of sense now. Because, like, they both... There were enemies with Aleister Black. All of them are enemies with Aleister Black now. I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just the theory. That's all.
What this is probably building to is a War Game, because War Games is the next takeover. A War Game match between Undisputed Era, Ricochet, War Raiders, and either Pete Dunne or EC3. But because of this angle, it's probably going to be EC3.
I honestly, this is what I do. They did 3-on-3-on-3 last year. So what I do is 4-on-4-on-4. Yeah, I know you get like 3 extra guys in there, but here's the reason why. This is what I do. I would do the Undisputed Era, all 4. Hear me out on this. The War Raiders, EC3, and somebody else like who has beef with the Undisputed Era other than EC3 and the War Raiders?
Ricochet.
Yeah, there we go. Ricochet. And then Pete Dunne's team, which consists of Team British Strong Style, so him and Mustache Mountain, and one more person to add in that, like maybe
We'll do.
Here's an interesting one. Zach Gibson. Only on the account, because remember, Pete Dunne's done this before, that if he helps British Strong Style out, he gets a future title opportunity for Pete Dunne's title again.
Yeah, you can do that.
That'd be a very interesting match. I'd like that for War Games.
Yeah.
So British Strong Style and Zach Gibson versus War Raiders, Ricochet, and EC3 versus Undisputed Era. That would be an amazing War Games, I think.
And also promote NXT UK too.
Yes, that's why I include the NXT UK guys, because if you put them in the main event, that's a hell of a promotion for NXT UK.
Yeah.
And then you could start your tag team division right after that.
The UK one?
Yeah, UK tag division. Yeah.
Well, that's we don't know if that episode's gonna air when War Games happens yet. So
if it, I don't even think they started it yet. That's why I'm saying, like.
I see.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But then they had a Mia Yim video package.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
this is really awesome. I was shocked that she was gonna. I was shocked she signed. Actually, I was shocked that there was such a demand for her to sign with NXT.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't sign last year, but I think it makes more sense she signed this year because she had a better showing in the Mae Young Classic this year than she did last year. So
yeah, she had a much better showing. Her and Caitlyn was the best match. Is Caitlyn back, by the way, or did she not sign a contract?
I don't think she signed, but I expect her to have some sort of presence at Evolution this Sunday with what she did in the Mae Young Classics. She'll probably be in the Battle Royal or something. So,
I mean, they should have a win then, to be honest.
Well, yeah, we don't know if she's going to sign though, so
they should sign her. I don't see why not.
Yeah, it's probably more of what she wants to do than anything else. We don't know if she wants to sign yet, so
true.
But obviously, I was happy she got signed to NXT because everyone demanded her to sign. So it's cool.
Good for Mia.
And then
I'm still sad I can't see this, but you know.
Yeah, and her theme song sounds like the freaking Purge is about, like the alarms, like the Purge alarm's about to happen. I think like the Purge. I
love that song. Honestly, it's a really good song. I did not expect how good.
You still like it, even though she can't do a dance to that song. So
yeah, I still enjoy that song. Honestly, it really the whole Blasian Baddie thing. I really enjoy that little aspect of it. That like.
And then
danger is about to come right towards you.
Nikki Cross is backstage. This is when she went up to the security.
Second coming of Gail. Oh, by the way, second coming of Gail Kim. Just thought I mentioned that.
Yeah. This is when she went up to the security and said that he's coming, and walked away. And I like one of the security guards' reactions. Like, he was like, dude, what was that?
The performance center staff earned their paycheck today, huh?
Yeah. No, really, because they didn't do the job very well, so.
Yeah, that's right. Because Aleister Black kind of just we'll talk about it later.
Then Aaliyah versus Mia Yim. Mia Yim won with the worst finisher in the world, the Eat Defeat us. So
I actually like how she does it better, and I can see that hers is a more legit finisher, to be honest.
So I hate that finisher though.
No, well, think of it like this, right? When Gail Kim did it, it was like the person just kind of bent over in it. The way she does it, she pulls them in, and then when she hits the back bump, it's just like their face, like their jaw just jams, and then they're like, oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like knockout. It was like a knockout move. And especially, it works so much better on the top rope, too, when she did it on the other chick in the Mae Young Classic.
Needs a new name, though.
Huh? Needs
a new name. Because it's,
what do they call it?
The Sonya Food or whatever. See why it needs a new name?
That's so fun. What the fuck is Sonya Food? What the fuck? Who the fuck was playing Mortal Kombat and eating fried chicken? Oh my god! Something tells me that they're pronouncing it wrong or something, dude. Because like that can't be right.
I'll let you know.
Oh god, that's gotta like be like. Is it with a J or a Y?
I think it's with a. I have to look it up, but.
Oh god, that was. Yeah, that's.
Moving on.
Can that be the name of Otis Doza expenditure, please? It would fit him so fucking much better. Selling you food. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Tucky, I'm gonna hit Oh yeah, Tucky, I'm gonna hit him with my Sonya food, yeah. Tomato chip. I'm crying. Oh god. Oh, that's so bad. So many foods. Jesus Christ. Yeah, change the name of that. Just keep Eat Defeat or something, because that's such a better finisher name. Oh my god.
Moving on. We had Bianca Belair and William Regal backstage, and William Regal just pretty much said that Aleister Black should go to his office, and it didn't happen. So,
yeah, I love how you just summed that segment up like right there. Like,
yeah,
you forgot to mention, like, again, William Regal's acting superb here. Like, after he's dealing with freaking Bianca Belair's bullshit, like, you know, her attitude and whatnot, like, he's just got this, like, what is my life face? And then that face progressively increases.
Yeah.
As he's getting interviewed about this freaking case with Aleister Black and meeting him in his office, and it continues and continues. It's great.
I do like how he just kind of like threw Bianca Belair aside, like she didn't matter. Like, yeah, you're not important right now. You're kind of don't really matter.
I love William Regal, dude. He's such a good actor.
And then I did like when Undisputed came up to him, he's like, "You got to do something about EC3. Everyone's out of control here." And then he's like, "If anybody's out of control, it's you guys."
Oh my god! He just went. He literally and his face keeps getting like agitated, even more agitated, straight up. I love it. Like, he's so good with facial expressions. Like, he's better than a lot of actors, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
This is insane, man.
This is when he announced the War Raiders versus Cole and Fish match. So,
yeah. This is. I can't wait for that match. Honestly, I'm looking forward to that. To be honest.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, if they beat any combination in the Undisputed Era, they get a tag title shot.
Yeah.
Under the free road rule. I mean, if they're going to go with that, you know. So that'll be interesting.
Lacey Evans had a video package giving a background around her. I don't know if this was like an interview, like live too, or what, but it was what it was. It didn't really matter on this show.
I love how they kept is it elegance or arrogance that Morrow said, because it sums up her character so well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I will say that whole video package was great.
And then I did one final video package of the NXT Women's Title match because it's this Sunday. So,
yep.
They already did this next set of tapings though of NXT. Don't they technically know who already won because they already did the next set of tapings after Evolution and stuff?
We're not gonna talk about that.
Okay.
We don't spoil ourselves, and we'll be okay.
Well, I'm not spoiling myself. I'm just asking because it makes no sense for like the fans that go to. What if like the fans that are gonna watch Evolution, the fans that attend these shows live? So.
Oh shit! Oh, you know what they're probably gonna do?
The continuity issue.
No, I know what they're gonna do. They're not gonna have the women's champion appear for the next couple of weeks, probably.
Oh, that might be what they do. Yeah.
And then whatever happens, what they'll do is they'll include promo packages. That's how you get around the continuity issue.
That's true.
Why do I know so much about production? Oh my god, I've been working on WIW too long.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who's winning this Sunday, the NXT Women's Title match? Because you're probably not gonna be on the predictions video.
Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be the first ever 2-time NXT Women's Champion because I don't think that's happened yet. So.
I mean, honestly, I think here's the reason why I think she's going to win, because I think the other two 4 horsewomen from the MMA world are going to debut also after whoever wins the tag team titles, and they're going to try to run roughshod over every single show.
Yeah,
I think that's what's about to happen. Like they're gonna win the women's tag titles because I think they're exclusive to every brand. I think.
That's what I read. Yeah, if they announce them this Sunday.
And so one of those women are going to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. They're gonna be They're gonna sign to SmackDown, and all 3 of them are gonna hold up all the gold. As I think they're gonna be the first women's faction to hold all the gold basically for women. They'd be the Evolution, but no. They'd actually be the 4 horsewomen if you think about it. Now that I think,
but that's not really that big of an accomplishment because there's only ever been one woman's title up until recently. So,
it would be only because of the fact, if you remember how the 4 horsemen started, it was relatively early in the. I think it was Jim Crockett. So
that's true.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing here with the 4 horsewomen of MMA here.
Well, I also think a little bit like this too because there's more faces on NXT than there are heels. So I feel like Shayna Baszler, you can get some really good matches with Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, Nikki Cross again. So
yeah, I think they need to. As good as Ronda is as a babyface, I guarantee you she's still going to be over no matter what. I think they should turn her heel because like she can't smile at all. I feel like she's more money with the mean girl face all the time. Honestly.
Oh, definitely.
So like you could really get some money with that with the 4 women. That is provided the other 2 4 horsewomen are trained just enough to be passable to.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
And then do what Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey done over time and like get better and better and better as time goes on.
Exactly.
To their credit, have done phenomenally. By the way, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are like fucking great.
Ronda Rousey's
individually, I can't even imagine what they'd be like if they were a tag team.
Ronda Rousey's been the best women's wrestler this year, probably.
Yeah, legit. She's done wrestling better than a lot of other women on there, honestly. And god damn it, you know what? If she's able to make Nikki Bella look good while still maintaining her dominance, you know what? She made it.
Yeah.
And I actually think she could pull it off too, by the way.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I mean, it just sucks because like in a real fight, Nikki Bella would not last a fucking round with Rousey at all.
But this is what
Rousey would destroy her.
This is going to be a story though. She's probably going to do a lot of cheating in that match anyway. So.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, because Brie Bella on the outside. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, then the other 2 women will get involved and even the odds though. Well, actually outnumber them.
Yeah.
So,
and then but then what was I say? I even heard too the promo that Wanda did on Nikki. She pretty much wrote that entire promo segment too. So. But let's get. Cassius Ohno squashed Justin Xavier and thought it was a waste of his time, and it was a waste of money.
Before we continue, if Ronda Rousey did do that, hire her in creative.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she could come up with fucking storylines better than you, the 30 of you combined. Jesus Christ. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, Cassius Ohno squashed Justin Xavier. I thought it was fine, but Justin Xavier just looked so muscly and well built. It wasn't really believable that he squashed him. I don't know.
Who was it?
Justin Xavier. He was really built and really.
No, but who fought
Cassius Ohno squashed him. So.
Oh right. Oh, no, I believed it.
I didn't believe it.
Reason why? That fucking big boot. That made me believe it. To be honest, like I didn't believe it at first. Granted, but then once he hit that fucking kick, oh my god.
Yeah, that guy died.
Yeah, no, and then he died like 2 more times.
Yeah, And then Nikki Cross came out and said that she know what he did. So what did Cassius Ohno do then? What did he do?
He masturbated, man.
Apparently, yeah.
Dude, Nikki Cross is hoeing around, man. She's a daddy's girl, and she's not there. She doesn't discriminate either.
And conveniently though,
she likes the big ones, the too tall ones, the lanky ones.
Yep. Conveniently though, what did they show right afterwards? A vignette for Matt Riddle's debut. So,
bro.
Yep.
I can't believe Matt Riddle. Although Matt Riddle kind of weirds me out with the fact that he only wears like trunks and nothing else. Like I think he's taking the approach of combining the MMA look with what was it, the who's the Von Erich that like had only underwear on but no boots and shit. I know they used to do it back in the old school days in wrestling, but still it was like it's just weird to see that nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but still, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he can do in the ring. So,
and then William Regal was about to announce the NXT Championship match for NXT TakeOver War Games 2, but Tommaso Ciampa cuts him off and says that he doesn't need an opponent because he's destroyed everybody in NXT. Then Velveteen Dream came out and says he should get a title match because he won at Brooklyn 4. And then he said that he's so charismatic that Tommaso Ciampa's afraid that.
Who's the real heel in this? Because even though Tommaso Ciampa's obviously the despised bad guy, he's coming out. Yeah, he said the shit to Regal, but then he's like, I'm waiting for my challenger. He was being a fighting champion, and then like, just cuts him off, man. What the fuck was that?
Exactly.
Just kidding.
And then Lars Sullivan comes out and says he should have a match since he destroyed EC3.
One of these days just doesn't belong here. I'm sorry. Like, I love Lars, man, but that just kind of threw me off because, like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just a weird combination of the three of them. I'd rather see Velveteen and what's his face, Ciampa go at it.
I loved Velveteen Dream's comeback. That if you're gonna talk to the Dream, you better come out here in pants. That was awesome. And then this made Lars Sullivan mad, and he grabs him by the neck and chokes him. And then Aleister Black finally appears. He takes out the security.
Probably with like 5 consecutive black masses.
Yeah. And then he comes out and he lays one out on Lars Sullivan, and he asks, where is he? You don't know who he is yet, but then he turns around and he gets super kicked by Johnny Gargano.
Right in the back.
Says, I'm right here. And
holy shit. Like, talk about a fucking swerve. And this was a really good swerve.
Yeah.
Like, because they hinted at it right after his loss to Ciampa. But that's it. And when it actually happened, you did not see it coming. This was a swerve done right.
And it makes sense. And like we said,
it makes payoff, dude, for this story.
Yeah.
For that particular part of the story, the whole Aleister Black assailant story, this is such a great payoff, honestly.
And like we said, it makes sense because Gargano
and it makes you want to see because you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. It's like it continues. It doesn't just stop here. It continues.
Yeah.
It's so good, man. They really mastered the art of storytelling.
Like I said, he benefited the most from Aleister Black being taken out. So
yeah, seriously, he did. Because he knew if it was both Ciampa and Aleister, he very well could have lost.
We still lost anyways, but still.
And he still lost, yeah. Because he was you know?
Yeah. And on the NXT post show, he walks away, and Candice LeRae is just in disbelief. I think she's going to end up turning heel with Gargano because that would make sense.
That'd be cool. I love William Regal's acting again. He's like,
yeah,
he didn't expect it, and like he sold it so well. Like this is 10 out of 10 everything because of the story alone. Like A+.
Yeah, exactly.
A+ for NXT. Great fucking job.
It was definitely one of the most insane endings of NXT I ever think happened. So
honestly, no one expected Johnny Gargano of all people, super babyface, to turn heel. Even if it's going to be temporary, which I expect it will be, but it's still such a great story. And I guarantee you they're going to build up moments where you doubt he'll turn. And that's the beauty of like NXT is just like they're so good at this shit. And it's like, how the fuck can't the main roster duplicate this? Hopefully they will now because like they finally have to build up a bunch of guys, I think, this time, as opposed to one guy. Obviously, due to the unfortunate circumstances of Reigns, but you know, at least when Reigns comes back, we'll finally have stars on his massive level when he comes back. By the way, because he's going to be fucking. Everyone else will be built up like right here, and he'll be like way up in the fucking stratosphere.
Exactly.
He's going to be a mega babyface when he comes back. And if they somehow manage to fuck up booking a guy who just conquered leukemia, I'll be pissed.
Me too.
I'm just gonna straight up say it. Like,
well,
WWE creative if they do that.
But when it comes time for him to win the championship, he'll lose. That's the way he'll probably mess that up too.
Oh my god! Right? Right? Like they finally got him over, and then they won't give him the Royal Rumble win in the title. That would be like, the fuck.
You have no.
I mean, unless they do a SmackDown guy win the Royal Rumble, then he wins the Chamber for a number one contendership shot. I don't know, but like, I think he should win the Rumble.
Well, if he comes, if he's back in time, anyway.
If he's back in time, I hope to God he's back in time.
Well, I think it takes a couple of years to, you know.
I don't. Yeah, I read that. I don't know. I mean, either way, whatever year he comes back, it has to be in a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
You cannot debut him any other place. It has to be the Royal Rumble because
the night after WrestleMania. Night after WrestleMania too. That would work too.
No, it's got to be Rumble.
Number 32.
Yeah, number 30. You and no one can know. Like every dirt sheet has to just know nothing. Not a freaking word like can be made out of this. Whenever he gets this back in remission and he's able to return, they have to keep it a secret. They have to keep all doctors' evidence and all this shit in private. They have to keep everything super on the down low to the point where it's the only people that know are Vince and him. That's the only two people that can know. And then when number 30 hits, he's in just a black hoodie. He's got like the zip tie and shit. He's got his wrestling gear on underneath. He's going in and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He takes the hoodie off and shit, and then he goes out once his music hits. Bam! Huge ovation. No one expects it.
Yep.
That's how they have to do this. Whenever he comes back, Royal Rumble, keep it really. No one can know. He has a black hoodie where no one can even spot him. Not one person could recognize him. Hell, give him fucking makeup in the airport if you have to.
Yep.
Seriously, give him fucking makeup.
Well, let's talk about the Mae Young Classic now. What a Mae Young Classic we had this year, I'm just going to say.
Oh, yeah, this is so much better than last year.
Oh, yeah. I don't think the star power was right as good as last year's, though, but this was still a hell of a Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
Matches. Only like, it was only really 2 matches that I think one of them sucked. And
Madison Rain.
Actually, no, that's not the one. We already reviewed that one, but
Madison. I know, but still, Madison.
Yeah. I do want to talk about how great of a job Beth Phoenix, Michael Cole, and Mae Young did commentating this.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. A lot of people are mad that Cole's commentated in Evolution. You know, because
he works. It honestly works.
Plus, too, like the Michael Cole, he helps both of them out. So he's like,
I mean, you could have had Renee Young lead because she did lead before.
She's still new to commentating, really, though. So
yeah, I mean, she could definitely do it. I've seen her do it on NXT. But like, who do you have for a third? You can't make it Lita.
Yeah.
She's on Evolution. and like not that she was that good, honestly. Anyway, so I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Um.
but yeah.
But let's talk about we had we had the final 4 matches in the first round. The first one was Rachel Evers versus Hiroyo Matsumoto. That was a hell of a match.
Yeah, and that was a good match. Who won that? I it's been a while. I remember.
Hiroyo Matsumoto.
Yeah, that shocked me. So I was right on that.
She won with the Death Valley Driver, I believe.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't a Death Valley Driver. It was something else.
Yeah, because what's her face? Mako has the Death Valley Driver.
So I forget how she won, but she won. Oh, she won with the power bomb into like a clothesline, I think.
Yeah, that's how she won it.
Yeah, I thought it was a hell of a match.
Great
the match that wasn't. This is probably the worst. This was actually I hated this match. Jesse Alaban versus Tanara Conti. Match sucked. Tanara Conti won, and
Alaban. Oh yeah,
she's like that quirky girl that.
Tanara Conti.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She's just release her. She's not good. I'm sorry.
She won with like
not
some
even a good actor.
Yeah, she won with like some crappy sidewalk slam move or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey has a better freaking slam, and a lot of other people do too. So
this is
Braun Strowman has a better power slam than she has a freaking judo throw. So
yeah, it was just not good. And then we had probably the worst match of the tournament too. I thought. We had Nicole Matthews versus Isla Dawn. Hell of a match right here. Nicole Matthews won with the Lion Tamer, but I thought they both looked really strong, and I thought it was a hell of a match.
Yeah, this was a really good match, and yeah, Isla Dawn got the shit kicked out of her. Holy crap, dude! She was red all over. After
Definitely.
Holy
and then we had the final match in round 1: Xia Brookside versus Io Shirai. It's essentially just pretty much a squash. I mean, Xia Brookside.
I mean, I will say, holy crap, Xia Brookside. My.
Yep.
I pleasing. I'm sorry. I mean, there had to be one woman. I think. How many women were there last year for me? I mean, there's obviously there's Xia Brookside and Rhea Ripley, but that's it for me. Like there was a bunch more like good looking women for some reason on last year's tournament. I don't know why. Not that looks matter anyway, because I'm more into the wrestling. But I'm just saying.
Not last year though.
Oh, no, last year. Last year was just pretty much looks galore, and the wrestling lacked, and the commentary lacked, and pretty much everything else. Anyway, well, other than other than Tessa Blanchard and Kairi Sane, which never should have been a first round match. That should have been the freaking finals.
Xia Brookside though got destroyed. She died. I think.
Poor Xia. I felt bad.
You know what though? It was Io Shirai's first match. That's how you do a debut right there. So.
Yeah, but still, like I feel like they should have had a more even affair, even though she is a rookie. You know, and like,
plus, her dad was watching the match too. It was the first time
they freaking gave Lacey Lane a freaking underdog story. Why not?
Yeah.
Give Xia Brookside at least an underdog outing.
Especially too, considering the fact that this was the first match her dad ever seen a wrestle in too.
Yeah, it was a squash. Like what the fuck, guys?
Like, what's your dad supposed to think about that now? Like,
wow, my daughter's shit. Maybe Nikki Cross Trainer is like, I know what you did. You're not supposed to do that. Jesus Christ.
But I thought the first round was a hell of a first round. Great way to start off the tournament. So
agreed.
Then we had round 2, which were episodes 5 and 6, and I think 7. No, 5 and 6, just 5 and 6.
Yeah, 5 and 6.
Tony Storm wrestled Hiroyo Matsumoto, and a hell Tony Storm won with the Storm 2.0 or something like that, which is pretty much a power bomb. So
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. So yeah, Casey Catanzaro versus Ray Ripley.
Surprisingly really good, by the way.
Yeah. Casey Catanzaro for
Casey Catanzaro for just an American Ninja chick. She really good, really good in the ring, and I mean, talk about a David and Goliath match, man. This is done perfectly. I loved it.
Talk about an improvement too. I remember Rhea Ripley was probably pretty good last year, but what an improvement she had last year.
Lord, dude, she's so much better as a heel, I think.
Definitely.
Honestly. I mean, she's very good as a face, but I think she's more vicious as a heel in the ring.
And she won with the pump handle powerbomb, which she calls the something. That should be the name of the finisher.
Riptide. Okay.
That should be the name of the finisher now, though. Something.
That'd be great. You want that to be a finisher name for you?
Yeah, just that way. That way, someone can say, "What's the name of the finisher?" Something.
What? I mean,
Tanaya Conte
lost. Named all your finishers, so I can't sadly. But that would be funny.
I can always get a new one. So
the something. We should give that to you as like a regular move. You know the twirly thing that you do in your moveset, the R-Truth twirl. We'll call that the something.
All right, there you go.
There we go.
You had Tanaya Conte lose to Lacey Lane. This match wasn't really that good. It was fine, but I just was more happy. Maybe I was so happy Tanaya Conte lost. I waited it like more than what it should have been. So
yes, and this is really good. I was Lacey Lane, man, is really good in the ring as well. I enjoyed it. I don't think
she's really good yet, but she'll be really good one day. So
yeah, Lacey Lane obviously got the easy opponents. I think that's why they built her up as this underdog story, because they built her up with the underdog story where she defeated lesser opponents.
I feel like she could. I feel kind of bad because she could have had better matches. Had she?
Yeah, but obviously, if a rookie beat like one of the established stars, it would have looked weird. So that's probably why they structured it the way they did, so to make her look good.
Well, I'm not saying she had to win.
They did great with that, by the way.
Yeah. I like the way the tournament was structured, where it was new people versus the people that are a bit well experienced sometimes, and all that.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we had Mercedes Martinez versus Miko Satomura. Hell of a match right here.
So I apologize in advance now, because I remember we shat all over Mercedes Martinez last year. It turns out she was working with an injury.
Yeah.
So, man, she was 100% here, and there's a reason why why she's well respected. Mm-hmm. What a freaking match between her and Mika Satomura. This actually, I think, is honestly the best match of the tournament. I don't think anything can even come close.
Let me check, because there might have been a match I enjoyed more. Maybe Mia Yim versus Toni Storm might have been a little bit better.
No. To be honest, I enjoyed this match much more. To be honest, I love that match, but this match I really, really enjoyed. Like this was such an easy watch.
Oh, definitely. Mika Satomura won, but no. I mean, I guess technically there was a loser, but to me, in my eyes, there were no losers. So
agreed.
And Mercedes Martinez, like I talked about, has the best theme song in the whole tournament. She should just keep that theme song for life. That's awesome. So then you had the next show, Zeus versus Io Shirai. Or Zeus. I think it's Zeus.
Zeuxis.
Yeah. That was a hell of a match.
Io Shirai. Luchador versus High Flyer.
Hell of a match.
Japanese High Flyer. I really enjoyed this mix of styles. It was really good.
Io Shirai won, which I expected to happen. So
yeah, really good. I like her theme song. It's really catchy. Dun 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 dun.
Io Shirai.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
I think that's catchy. I think it's generic as hell.
Yeah, the reason. Well, I mean, I know it's generic, but like it's catchy. That's why people clap to it and shit. It's like dun 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 dun. Like it's a babyface song. Honestly, to be honest, it actually fits her pretty well. I wouldn't change it actually.
And then Deonna Purrazzo beat Xia Li. It was a fine match, but
what a match!
Yeah,
I was actually Xia Li, another Chinese wrestler that they need to push to the moon.
Yeah.
She's really good. I really enjoy what she can do.
And then you have
hell, you know what? Make him and the other guy that was teaming with Tian being package deal.
yeah,
I think you could get money out of that shit.
Tegan Knox wrestled Nicole Matthews. I thought that was a hell of a match. So yeah, Tegan Knox won with the Shining Wizard.
I remember this. Yeah, you mentioned Tegan Knox. We'll talk about it later.
It's the next show.
Next,
Mia Yim wrestled Caitlyn. Hell of a match.
Awesome.
I didn't expect Mia Yim to win. I thought Caitlyn was gonna win, but
yeah, that was a great surprise. Honestly, that was a fantastic match.
Yep. Then you have the next episode: Lacey Lane versus Miko Satomura.
What a great match! And it was short, but it was great.
Lacey Lane had hope spots, and Miko Satomura still won. I liked it. So
yeah, I agreed.
Io Shirai versus Deonna Purrazzo, another great match.
Yep.
Io Shirai wins. Now this match was the saddest match of the tournament. Tegan Knox versus Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, poor Tegan Knox, dude. I remember watching her as Nixon Newell in WCPW too, and it's like,
yeah, it was sad. Really nothing to say about it. So
she can't do dives. She can't do dives anymore.
Yeah,
she can't do them. Like it's too risky. She's got wicked bad knees now. I mean, maybe she could do a tornado DDT, but I wouldn't do suicide dives anymore.
Yeah,
you're gonna land on your knees. If you're gonna land on your knees, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
obviously. You know what I mean. So I would highly suggest doing a tornado DDT.
The match should have been stopped the first time around, honestly, but they thought she was.
Yeah, she really wanted to continue, man. I at the very least, like you knew because of the injury, Rhea Ripley was going to go over. I think it just came down to she wanted to finish the match.
Yeah.
But you know,
I did hear that Tegan Knox was supposed to advance over Io Shirai. Anyways, it was supposed to be Tegan Knox versus Toni Storm, but I don't really believe that. I think it was going to be Io Shirai all along, but she probably would have advanced over Rhea Ripley, maybe. So
I would have much rather, as I said, I would have rather Rhea Ripley advance, honestly, because Ripley, either Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm or Rhea Ripley versus Mako Satomura would have been a fucking classic.
Yeah, but I will say this though: it happened with the right opponent at least, because and I did think it was a classy act with Triple H to go talk to her afterwards and stuff too. So
yeah, really good, and they got good heat with Rhea. So
yeah, so
good shit.
Then you had, and I think this Mae Young Classic episode was shorter too because this match got cut off so short. Because I remember this.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, you can only do so much.
Yeah, I thought like it. But Mia Yim versus Toni Storm, that was a hell of a match.
I wanted to for the record, I think the Tegan Knox versus Rhea Ripley thing was supposed to be the main event. By the way,
yeah, it was probably supposed to be the main event. Yeah,
I think that from what I heard, they had to do an impromptu tag match. I think on that show, which I think they filmed for like one of their YouTube clips.
But Mia Yim wrestled
because of that incident.
Mia Yim wrestled Toni Storm, hell of a match. I think the crowd wasn't into it at the beginning, but that's obviously makes sense because of obvious reasons. But
yeah, they were very sad. What a sad state of affairs. The whole Roman thing, the freaking just the Roman thing, the what's her face, Tegan Knox.
Yeah, Tegan Knox.
Like, what the heck, man?
Yeah. Hell of a match right here, though. Toni Storm obviously won. And then the season finale of the Mae Young Classics, at least I think it's the season finale. Toni Storm beat Miko Satomura. That was a hell of a match right there. Just fantastic. And then Io Shirai beat Rhea Ripley. Hell of a match right there. I wanted Rhea Ripley to go over, but I guess Io Shirai winning was fine too. And obviously, she got put over by her best friend, Kairi Sane. So that was cool. And now this Sunday, it's going to be Toni Storm versus Io Shirai in the finals of the Mae Young Classic. That's probably going to be the match of Evolution. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I got to blow you under the bus. Who's winning the Mae Young Classics this year?
Hold on. What?
Who's winning the Mae Young Classics this year? Io Shirai or
Tony
Storm?
Storm. Tony Storm.
Definitely, I think
They're
so.
They're not gonna have a Japanese superstar win it twice in a row. I think.
And I think Tony Storm just has the better story too. So at least I think so, anyway. So, and I just think it's a better all. I guess I don't know what the winner gets this year. Either probably a future chance at a NXT Women's or NXT UK Women's Championship or something like that. So who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
We'll see. We'll see that Sunday. Then we have NXT UK, and that's what we'll finish off our reviews.
Yeah, let's make this quick. Just the only real, I really feel like the only real match on these shows were the Pete Dunne match and the Tyler Bate match, and I think that's mainly because, you know, they're just starting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. I do think I'm enjoying the show so far, though. I think they've been really good. I do like watching. I did like watching what coaches ups and downs to it too. So.
Oh yeah, they did ups and downs to it. Cool.
Yeah.
I need to do that for regular NXTs though. Come on, man.
I think
buy it to the UK.
I think they didn't like it because they didn't like the guy that was running ups and downs, so they just scrapped it. So.
Wait, who?
It wasn't Simon. It was somebody else, but.
Oh.
But yeah, the first episode of NXT UK I thought was a huge success.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
Obviously, it opened up with Mustache Mountain.
No, it opened up with Mark Andrews versus Joe Coffey.
Right, right. I remember.
Joe Coffey won, and then Flash Morgan Webster came out and saved him. So they're setting up something there.
That was cool.
We've had the introduction for the past 2 episodes of Eddie Dennis, who I can't wait to see him debut because I'm guessing he's going to start a feud with Mark Andrews or Pete Dunne because he's been referencing them a lot in his vignettes. So I'm looking forward to that. Then we had Mustache Mountain do their promo, pretty much calling out any tag team for NXT UK to crown the first NXT UK Tag Team Champions. Sid Scala got absolutely destroyed by Dave Mastiff. He had no chance. So
yeah, right.
Nina Samuels lost to Tony Storm. I thought that was a good match. And then the match,
really shocked there.
Best match of the whole show was for the NXT UK Championship. Pete Dunne defending against Noam Dar. We do have to make a note that these shows were taped back in August, so that's why some of the stuff you're seeing is very weird. But I thought this match was a hell of a main event.
Agreed.
Pete Dunne won, but I thought it was a hell of a match. Definitely give it a watch.
I agree.
Then we have this week's episode. Lugero beat Mike Hitchman, which was a hell of a match. I thought it looked like it was the same match though we had seen months back, but maybe it wasn't. But I thought it was a hell of a match. Dakota Kai is going to be a part of NXT UK, which I'm happy about because never thought I'd say this, but I didn't think she was being booked very well in NXT. So I think her being in the NXT UK is a better alternative for her.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, it makes the most sense.
She beat Killer Kelly. Killer Kelly, I think, has drastically improved. But maybe she didn't improve because I remember the first match I saw her in, she did really bad. But maybe it was the opponent she was wrestling. So
I think it was the opponent she was wrestling, to be honest.
Yeah, because she had a good match with Miko Satomura. So
yeah, that was a great match. Yeah,
but Dakota Kai won with the Whirlwind Twisted Lung Blower, so that was cool.
Yeah, I like that. They do have to improve on that. It's a little soft though.
Yeah. And then they did the best thing. Actually, you forgot one thing: the Zach Gibson promo. Oh my gosh,
this is such a good promo. Holy heat magnet in the UK.
Yeah, he got booed massively. Like
that was great.
I guess we're supposed ignore though, because technically he's had a UK NXT title, an NXT UK championship match like right after NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4, but I think this was taped before that happened. So
yeah, that was the episode after Brooklyn.
Yeah, but I loved he went off on that. He went off on Noam Dar saying that he's accomplished nothing since he's came to WWE, and
then Johnny Saints is like, bad boys in my office. No,
I thought that was awesome.
that was great.
And then I loved that Teddy. He just sends out a tweet saying that the match is gonna.
Yeah, it's great. Like, that's it. It's just a tweet. Okay.
And then
Sure. Okay.
And then I love it that he refers to them as the wrestling nicknames instead of their actual names.
Oh my lord.
I do have to talk about one bad thing though about NXT UK is the green screen thing. They have Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness like.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, get that shit. No, never again. Please. I know it's the first episode, I'll give you a pass, but never again after this.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. Wild boar over everyone. What up, Hibiki? What up, my dude?
And then
the wild boar. He fought what's his face?
Ligero.
That was a good match. And then what do we have? Ashton Smith take on somebody?
Yeah.
Tucker, right.
Which is such a generic wrestling name, Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker. World Heavyweight Champion, Tucker.
Guess who won?
Ashton Smith.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Danny Burch is going to be on NXT UK. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And then finally, we get to the main event.
Wolfgang versus Tyler Bate.
Yes.
Match.
Bate.
Wolfgang is much better as a heel than he was a babyface. So.
Yeah, this is such a better role for him. He does a great swanton too, and holy David and Goliath showing. That was a great match. And really good match. There you go.
Tyler Bate won with the Tyler Driver 97, and
that was it.
Show went off the air. Everyone's happy, and I'm happy about NXT UK. I'm happy with the the 2 episodes we've had. Really tough to say, but this show is going to do really well. I think it will because
I think we shouldn't give it a grade only because it's too early to say. Although you could definitely rate matches and shit, but what can you really do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all we'll say. It's still really good presentation, other than the whole green screen commentary bullshit. I think they had to do that on the fly though, because they were like, "We got to tape, or whatever."
Yeah, but I'm guessing the NXT
Bradshaw and the other guy in the tag and the commentary team with Nigel, because I think that would make more sense. But
also got to say too, they have to. I'm guessing the NXT UK women's title match that was supposed to happen at Evolution isn't going to happen because those set of tapings haven't aired yet, which Rhea Ripley wins the championship. So,
what does she, wait, which one?
The NXT UK women's championship.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she wins the.
So that means they got 4 women's championships.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. A lot of women's titles. Holy
hell,
like 4
but, do you think NXT UK will be a success, or do you think it will fail?
Oh, it's definitely going to be a success. I mean, it has the NXT brand on it for crying out loud, and it's Triple H running it. So,
what do you think?
I see this going places. Honestly,
do you think it'll be more of a fail? Do you think it'll be a better success than the World of Sports thing in the UK? I don't even know what's wrong with that. But
yeah, I mean. I don't know much about World of Sport, but I heard they have really bad management over there, and that's why they're not doing good.
I see.
Yeah, that's why I think they'll do better, honestly, because Triple H knows how to run a wrestling show. I mean, he's proven that with NXT, so I expect NXT to UK to be no different. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
what do you think? If World of Sport fails, they'll scrap this. Because that's the whole reason they made this anyway. So
no, I mean they already created it. I mean they might as well just stick with it. No, they'll probably continue with Japan and whatnot. And, I mean, I'm under the impression they should have just gotten territories like ICW to be their developmental ground there. That's just me though.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't. It's fine. It's still going to be enjoyable to watch, and I can't wait for the next episode. But
Oh yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I expect this to be a success. Absolutely.
Do you think they'll have their own takeovers? Or do you think they'll be incorporated with the NXT takeovers?
I definitely think they'll be incorporated. I expect them to do specials on the network for NXT UK though, but I think some of the storylines will also be incorporated. Again, like I think they should incorporate,
Yeah.
Undisputed Era storyline with EC3 with EC3 Ricochet and the War Raiders versus the British Strong Style and Zach Gibson too.
I'm excited.
It would really make a great War Games.
I will say I won't be able to watch the show live every week, NXT UK, because I'm in class at 3:00 every week and it doesn't get out till 4, so I won't be able to watch it live every week, which is a shame. But
it's gonna be live.
Yeah, at 3. This is they air the tape-ins at 3 to make it seem like it's probably live because NXT.
Yeah, because of the what is it, the time, right?
Yeah.
The time gap in there.
So, yeah.
Talk about an action-packed week. Talk about an action-packed day on Wednesdays, huh?
Yeah, you got NXT UK at 3. Then you got 205
live at 7, right?
Yep.
Then 8 is NXT UK, and for the time being, well, now it's over, but it was May on Classics. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep. I don't think we're gonna probably end up doing an episode. Actually, no, we probably do have to do an episode next week because Crown Jewel is next Friday, and I expect 205 Live to be incorporated in there somewhere. So
I'm not watching Crown Jewel.
Well, yeah, I'm not. Well, I'm saying there'll probably be some sort of 205 Live. Then the 205 Live episode will.
I will say I will watch the finals of the Mae Young Classic on Evolution, but that's it. I'm not even watching Evolution either.
Well, NXT Women's Title match too.
I mean, I could see that. I already saw the first match. Like, it will be good, I'm sure, but like I'm gonna limit myself to one match. I don't want to really watch that show because again, like same reasons for Saudi, the fact that they have to do like 2 gender splitting shows, like real equality, real emphasis on equality, guys. And the only reason they're giving them the women's pay-per-view is because of the Crown Jewel event. Like, come on.
I heard
an idiot.
There's reports out there that Vince doesn't even care about Evolution at all.
Yeah, of course he wouldn't. Because he cares about freaking bra and panties matches because he's a psychopath. I need to remind everybody of this.
It still kind of sucks they're continuing this show even with the Roman Reigns news coming out this week too.
Yeah, right. And not only that, but it's like by the way, Casey met John Cena and he was going to ask him about that, and I guarantee we're probably going to get some sort of answer because of some kind, because it's like he legitimately canceled. He's not going, so they have to fill up a freaking spot now, which
Yeah, I heard Brian isn't. Brian might not be going either.
Brian isn't. No, yeah, he's straight up not going. And somebody said who else said they didn't want to be booked on the show? I know there was somebody. It was Dean Ambrose, I think.
That's why he didn't qualify. They easily didn't even have him qualify for World Cup, so that was an easy fix.
Yeah, well, he told them in advance, like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So, yeah, they got 2 big spots that they got to fill now, and Saudi Arabia, like, that's what I'm saying, man. They're gonna they're not gonna get the stars they wanted to be there, which would have been probably John Cena or Daniel Bryan or something, and one of them's gonna get their heads cut off, and that's all gonna be on them, and they're gonna get sued for negligence. It's gonna happen.
I would say do this show and then try to get out of this deal. So
they're not going to.
Yeah,
they're not going to. I honestly, like, this is why I'm boycotting main roster, because I know they won't.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's like I'm not supporting them. I'm not going to give them the viewership. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to give it the time of day. Fuck Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel is an abomination to this wrestling business. And I mean that with every sense of the word. It is a true abomination. So, there you go. I hate to end on, like, bringing WWE up and then,
Yeah.
you know, with the Roman Reigns thing and then bringing them down like that, but they brought it on themselves there. That's, and again, has nothing to do with Roman or anyone else for that matter, to be honest. That's all on Vince and whoever decided, oh, this is a great deal. Let's do it, even though there's a freaking journalist that got killed.
Yeah.
Idiots. And even then, it's like there was controversies with it. Like, I'm even thinking of getting rid of my Greatest Royal Rumble review because I just don't want any remnants of Saudi Arabia on my channel, to be honest. Like, other than criticizing them, rightfully so, to be honest. Although I think I did criticize them as the show was going on, so I don't even know.
We will do the 205 Live NXT UK and NXT reviews next week, and then
yes, and this time let's try to make sure it's actually next week.
Yeah, I think then I think we'll take a couple of weeks off and do like another. We'll do this again when Takeover gets closer too. So
yeah, I agree.
I feel like we won't try to do this a weekly show because that's just gonna straight out.
It's probably gonna be a bi-weekly thing.
Yeah, so definitely next week though.
Yeah, so next week, you know, we're gonna do NXT UK, and 205 Live, guys. Make sure you check that out right here on this channel, and make sure you guys check out the Wrestling Rundown on the CM Brothers channel. Also subscribe to Wrestling Fortune 44 and Owen the Talkinator channels.
Yep.
And you guys check me out, obviously, on J Hebert Side 95. I apparently got famous overnight. What the fuck? With the Dean Ambrose thing. So, yeah, guys, check me out. And also check out Weymouth Youth Wrestling, youtube.com/users/WIW Pride. We have a crazy event coming up called Gold Rush. We finally reached the pinnacle, and that event is going to lead up to the big mega event, Immortal. So we got 2 big shows in the works here to crown a bunch of champions and really start WIW off with a bang. So make sure you guys tune into that. And, yeah, until next week, we'll see you on the Jay Hebert side. Oh, and anything to close off this video?
NXT UK, NXT, and 205 all rule.
And Mayo Classics was awesome.
That
and,
will too.
Never forget, Sonia Foods.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
Yeah, but actually, we gotta. This is before we end. We're gonna look up this age-old question right now, even though it's only a day old or a few hours old or whatever. We need to find out if it's spelled with a J or a Y, because if it's spelled with a J, they're pronouncing it wrong.
Well, I am.
No, it's that's literally how they pronounce it. Now that you bring it up, I completely forgot that's how they pronounce it.
Let's see. She was in Big Time Wrestling.
Huh?
She was in Big Time Wrestling.
Yes, I know.
How do you I tried looking it up on Wikipedia. But it didn't work. And I can't look it up on Twitter because I'm banned from Twitter.
Is it spelled with a Y or a J? Well, the world will never know, Owen.
Wait, finisher.
Oh. Maybe
all right, let's see if this tells us.
If it's spelled with a Y, I'm gonna laugh, dude.
Wrestling facts, maybe. Finishing moves. Oh, it's SEOUL.
Soul Foods?
Yeah, Soul Foods.
That's even worse. Soul Foods.
Yep.
What the fuck, man? That was a good idea. I don't care how you say it. It's still Soul Foods. Just see on the Jay Hayward side. I'm done.